You have prevented the destruction of the elven sanctuary Iridthil's home by the orc attack from the sewers. You have spent the night making sure the underground areas are clear of any further orcs and keeping guard on the sanctuary. With little sleep, the light of dawn finally arrives. The elven guards return from aiding the city. They say only a few orcs were killed outside the city walls, nowhere near the size of the massive orc war party they were led to believe. It's been a long week since you've been home, so you say your farewells and return to your manor. Your manor has its wall completed by Olgrim since you've been gone the last week. It is nice and secure, and the gate, there's an iron gate that it lets you into the compound. You now notice has a little pull rope just outside of it for people to pull upon.
Nice.
And when you also open the gate, there's a little bell noise that's made you can hear from inside the foyer. So he's put a little entrance aspect.
We should hire a gate housekeeper.
Jorn.
Nope.
I said no. What would you guys like to do?
The gate, by the way, Olgrim built it to his height. He didn't think about it.
Everyone else is stepping over it.
Perfect for Puck.
Perfect for Puck.
Has Gannis returned?
You guys enter, and as you're approaching the front door, you can hear Yash, your servant, inside going, hurry, they're almost here. And by the time you get there and open up the door, they're all standing in a line like the Von Trapp children, awaiting your arrival.
That's nice.
You have cloth draped over the arm, just tray at the side.
He is there, Yash. His wife is
Samara.
also there, yep. And then their son is there, too.
You're just getting mad points for remembering their names.
Yeah. Welcome back. It's good to see you.
Hello.
It's nice to be home.
Let me take your things, and takes sacks full of bloody whatever crap you guys bring home. I don't know what luggage you bring back from your adventure.
I'm heaving now a fairly heavy sack. From the last place that we had visited. I wanted to try and I don't know if some retcon would be permitted, but I wanted to try and wedge one of those barrels of explosives into my satchel.
Into your magic satchel hole.
Yes.
You are able to just fit it in, and it is now stretched at the seams.
All right.
Did we get like the city guard to come down there and clean everything up?
You were able to
pull those up to the vault.
You're not able to to sneak any way to the vault. However, you did let the guards know. They have not come and done anything yet, but the elves are watching it until they arrive.
Okay. I need a nap. Yeah, Mr. Elf. Later on, should I have Mr. Grimm go by your lady elf friend, and offer to help fix their wall?
Yeah, the dwarven smithing may be helpful with the elven craft.
No, because their wall got damaged.
Yash says, Mr. Rill, a moment of your time, if I may.
Yes. Rill is very keenly aware of the fact that he could go any moment. He's hoping magic is implied, and then he just so he's very ginger with his steps. Yes.
An odd homeless vagrant rang the gate bell while you were away.
His name is Olgrim.
He asked if the penniless bard in this house would like to donate his time to the Lothian church. Then said he might find better luck at the longing woman.
Yeah, well, sure, yes, absolutely. I always look forward to some storytelling, and I've got quite a few. Where did they go?
No, it was just
a large lady.
It was just one man.
And where did this one man go?
The large lady.
The large lady.
You said longing lady a minute ago.
Did I? It was the longing.
Longish. Something female.
Good at taking notes as always.
So hard to find good help.
He's cutting into his arm.
His wife says, to tell him about the other ones. Oh. Well, while I was going to and fro doing my duties, Food is fresh. We have fresh produce. The house is clean, by the way. We did a lot of work, and everything should be up to your standards. And he stands there proudly.
We'll see.
Well, tell him.
Back to your hole.
Tell us what?
Twice while you are gone, I ran into, I guess, a gang of thugs looking for trouble, kind of going around house to house. And on the second day, I spotted them, and they spotted me, and they wanted to know which residence was the house where the goblin lives. They seem quite agitated. I, of course, told them nothing, and haven't seen them since.
Good job.
Young Gannis, have you discovered anything about the Banewarrens?
He walks right up and right past you, Avius, and walks right up to Elmon. I've been practicing, sir. And he holds the little
Young man.
practice bow.
I'd like to see.
You should see what I can hit now.
Young man!
Yeah. All right.
Have him show me his
Archery capabilities?
his archery skills.
He is able to show off his archery. He's able to hit the target now. He's still missing and nowhere near, obviously, your capabilities. But he's got some fundamentals down, and he's remembering exactly what you told him.
Give him some more tips and tell him to keep working at it. And good job. And
Make a persuasion roll. This is overall leadership style stuff.
8.
Okay. You're very impatient after one. Come on! Get it right!
You can do better.
Slap him.
Get out of here.
How old is Yash?
Yash is 30 and on the dot.
Okay. Well, Avius wants to take a nap, but after that,
Okay.
Inquires about age. I'm sleepy.
I'm not interested. Yeah, Avius wants to go take a nap, like I don't know what you guys.
Probably doing a long rest.
Yeah, a long rest as well.
Okay.
But for a future, Avius would like to start arming the house, help with some little bits of magic spells and things that could be helpful if we were away and they needed to defend themselves.
Like what?
I don't know, like maybe start with some prestidigitation, something, that can...
You want to teach them how to cast spells?
Just small ones.
That would take years of training. Dedicated training.
There's no time, because we can start today.
You don't have many years left in you, Avius.
You don't know how old Avius is.
He's a rough 35. All right, you take some rests, and...
Brill, before resting, goes down to the vault.
Elmon accompanies him.
All right, you guys go downstairs
Buck will
to
go
the
down as
basement, the three of you.
No, this is my room. Everyone else.
And three of you are down there, and you're next to the vault.
We probably could have hired somebody to open this.
Where's the fun in that?
It is there. It is imposing. And what's your intention? To get access to this sucker?
Yes.
Okay. It looks still complicated, and it's got this strange, weird lock that's very hard to get into position without the key. And beyond that, it's kind of convoluted with some strange sliding style puzzle that deals with timings of gears. So... you need some work that needs to be done on it, and Elmon, you start getting after the lock with a lockpick. You can make a lock-picking roll. He spends a good hour of frustration.
There's a
on this.
goblin-shaped lock. Put him in here.
Lockpicking, is this going to be dex?
This is dexterity, yes.
Well,
Well, don't count it. He
Don't
wants
count
to
it.
give you
Sorry.
a bonus.
a shrill song goes into your ear. I hope this helps you.
And what are you doing?
Playing just a gentle, calming tune. It's been a busy day. There's lots of city noise, and I'm just trying to bring it all down so we can focus with this.
When does this become a D10?
Not now.
Not now.
Okay.
So you're giving him bardic inspiration.
Bardic inspiration.
All right, to help his
yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Less than would have been solo, but that's fine. 20, 15, 16, 17.
17.
Gotta
With
wait for the
a
song.
17, Elmon, after an hour, gives up in frustration, but the last moment it goes click, and a section of that lock unhinges, revealing access to a strange puzzle section with gears underneath that requires someone with a keen mind to put their efforts behind.
Another lock. Perfect.
No keener mind than mine.
All right.
Avius
I
is
just.
out.
Where's Avius?
He's asleep.
Avis
He's
is
asleep.
napping. He's doing
napping.
a long rest.
Want to try, Real?
Certainly try. I'm staring at the goblin. He's inquisitive. I will
Go
give it a
ahead,
shot.
get after it. I'll
right.
try if you fail.
Make an intellect roll. Not a save, just an intellect roll.
Intellect roll. Gotcha. Rolling.
Good luck.
I've also got the explosive if all of this fails. A 7.
All right. You have no idea what's going on with this little puzzle. And
Sudoku.
yeah, and there's brass little cogs that move, and something slides this way and this way, and you feel something give, but you cannot make heads or tails, and you'll just need some more time to clear your head.
I pound angrily upon the vault. Can I determine its depth by chance?
Possibly. Make an investigation roll.
Investigation.
It's going to be like Al Capone's vault, isn't it? We're going to like live stream the whole event and
Be 12 silver inside.
We need Geraldo Rivera.
A 19.
A 19. You're trying to ascertain the depth of what?
The depth of the vault.
Of the vault
Yeah,
itself.
just how big. Is it like we go to the other side of the room and it just stops there? Oops, sorry. It just stops there, or does it seem to be embedded in the foundation so it could be much larger than it appears? Or
If I'm understanding what you mean by depth, it is the depth of a wardrobe, a big wardrobe.
a big wardrobe?
Yeah. It's tallish.
It's a closet-ish. So
Yeah.
we're staring at the entirety of the vault
Of this
itself.
you're staring at a giant door,
Giant
and it's
door.
inset into this wall type section.
like gun safe type thing, right?
Like a gun safe type thing?
But wider,
Wider?
a little wider.
Can Puck take a crack at it?
Yeah, you can also give it a
By all
shot.
means.
You'll do. You're doing the puzzle part. Yeah, intellect roll.
Yeah, not my strong suit, but never know. A 17.
And Puck walks right up and goes flip, 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 and the whole thing goes.
I knew it!
And it gives way, and you hear
Do
a
it.
big.
Why didn't you do it?
You're a big ka-chunk, and then there's a little ratchet sound, and that whole section of the key part that Elmon bypassed, and now this puzzle section gives way, and underneath is another key section.
Elmon will get back to work.
And Elmon sighs and spends another hour trying this, and this one seems even a little more challenging than the last one to get.
The song reiterates.
You're doing the song again?
I'm doing the song again.
All right.
There is a song.
You feel tumblers, but then there's actual counters to the tumblers that's preventing you from ratcheting it open, and there's some thought that's been put into this lock.
And I can roll the inspiration after rolling this die. Okay. All right. That will be a 26.
You finish it in half the time, actually.
This was way easier.
And you're able to get all the little tumbler pieces to fit in their spots. You pull it out.
Puzzle took so long.
You ratchet it down, and that lock gives way. And you're able to slide and slide. It's a little rusted. You slide it across, and behind that is another puzzle section behind that. This one has weird tiles that have to be pressed in some strange sequence that you can't quite make out.
I mean, while I'm there, can I just give it a shot?
2 people in total can. If you want to be one of them, go for it.
Do you have any plus to your...
No, you can't ask. You want to do it, you want to do it.
I'll assist.
Why don't you two go? I'll take a break.
All right. Puck, you're going to try? You're the puzzle master.
Yeah.
Make an intellect roll. This one seems even more challenging than the last one.
But it's rusted. It looks like it hasn't been open for a while.
Correct.
Okay.
What are you doing, Real?
You said 2 people could try?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you're both rolling right now. Okay. Yeah.
Well, for Puck here, I will apply. The song just continues.
All right. You get a bonus die.
Oop. Here you go.
If you need it.
If you need it.
You don't need to add it yet.
A 21.
And Puck presses some buttons around, and he finally figures out the timing that 2 have to be down at the same time. It's like a panel of 5x5, and he figures out the code, and then all 25 of those sink in, and they all can, again, rustedly be pushed, the slid out of the way, and behind it is
the Get Smart Vault.
Is a code dial with 4 digits on it.
What was
3901.
You punch in those numbers?
Hold on.
It's in hex.
Yes.
3901. Where did you get that number from?
This random number.
No.
in the journal?
Yeah.
Something when we first went through the house.
Yeah, it was somewhere. I mean, I don't know where we got those from, but I think Avius had found it at some point and conveyed that to us.
Okay. You punch in 3901, and then you hear a loud ka-chunk that reverberates throughout the house. You hear from upstairs, Samar say, "What was that?" And the 3 of you just kind of stand there looking at each other.
High-fiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
And it's quiet in the basement.
Is there a lever?
Oh, there's a giant brass handle right there.
All right, Elmon will give her a tug as the pull.
All right, you
twist,
pull.
tug,
The
whatever.
thing creaks, and this big, thick door opens up.
Ooh la la! We've set free the
Tesseract.
the Gru comes out.
Inside, you can see this is a big metal closet type thing with 3 segmented shelf type sections, of which the bottom one is completely empty, the top one is completely empty, but the middle one has 4 things on it.
Each of us gets 1, and then one of us gets 2.
Avius is not heavy. There are 4 things in here. 3 of them are completely identical. Each of them are a platinum trading bar. So 3 of them in total. That's 3,000 gold in value.
Elmon will take those.
Whoa.
Well, yeah.
Really? All right.
I'm kidding.
The vault closes. All the locks snapshot. Screw you all!
What's the 4th item?
The 4th and final item is a tall, what is that? Maybe a foot and a half hourglass.
Puck will take the hourglass.
You do so. You can see the sand at the bottom of the hourglass kind of moves around magically, and it has the 4 black handles on the sides of it. 'Cause it's a little big, so you can grab it and turn it over to us. And those handles look black, almost made of obsidian.
I'm not turning it over. I'm keeping it as it is to investigate later.
It's probably smart.
I want to see how long it goes for.
And that is it for the vault.
How long did that take, you guys?
Is there an easy way to reset this and reuse the vault, or is it like
That's going to take more research and time to figure out.
Whoa, okay.
That took 4 hours. No, 3.5 hours in total.
Let's leave this open. I don't want to lose the opportunity to study this.
Okay.
So we each get one
And
of
a
these
bar
bars,
disappears.
right?
There's a bar. Everyone gets a bar and a signature on the tontine.
You guys figure the gold out.
This is more money than Rill has ever seen in his life. So he very gingerly takes one of the bars off the shelf and quickly disappears upstairs.
And where do you place this?
In my pocket.
It's heavy.
It's heavy.
All right.
Elmon's going to take 2 of the bars.
But
and
I've already disappeared. Never mind.
Yep. Puck's happy with the hourglass.
I'm
He's going to go up and
flush with
toss one on Avius.
Okay, so Avius is asleep. You open his non-arcane lock door
Just toss
and
one
just
right
toss
on
it
his
on his belly.
stomach.
Ribs crack.
What is it? Oh my!
Bolt.
And then you quickly take it back from him.
Yeah, I take that. You owe me 125 gold still.
Well,
Did they already pay some of it off? I thought it was 15.
Well, I assume he gave me the 375 from
Never, no, don't.
splitting
That's your first
four-way.
mistake
Yeah,
right
I don't think he would ever.
he did.
All right.
Perpetuate the lie. Keep it going. Come on.
Well, very well. One. How much? 125?
175.
No, I think I gave you 375 before.
That might be true. But I feel like I'm owed more now.
Avius groggily reaches into his robe and grabs a hold of something and pulls out.
The robe is across the room.
Pulls out 125 gold.
Guys are just casually throwing this money around. It's crazy. I'm walking with a platinum bar.
And hands it to you, Elmon. And now we are square.
And you hand him the rectangle of the platinum.
Yeah,
Okay.
he gets to
Platinum
keep the
trading bar?
platinum bar as
right.
well as 125 gold.
But he did like a D4 of damage to you.
This is all for your bracers, if I remember correct,
Yep.
right? Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, you don't owe me any more gold.
All right. It is, let's see, that's probably 8, 4. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Sun will be setting soon. Anything you guys want to do?
I will. Rill will be bunking in for the night.
Yeah,
All
grab
right.
a bite and ale or two and sleep.
Someone's feeling less poor.
I don't think you would ever.
Rill has trouble getting to sleep. He just rocks this bar. Oh, it's so nice.
Avius is feeling rested. He wants to ask Gannis what he's discovered while they've been away.
All right, you find Gannis having dinner with his mother, and you sit down next to them.
Young man,
Hello, Mr. Avius.
hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Great! Well, you remember the other day we sent you on this little errand to see what you could find out about something called a Baneward.
I wasn't able to find anyone with Banewarrens.
I see. No information on perhaps a location or a name or.
No, sir.
Well, you tried, and you know what? That's what's important. Avius begins to take off his robe and put on a cardigan, a shawl, like change his shoes and put on like sneakers.
Mr. Rogers?
Oh,
Exactly. Thank you for somebody getting that.
someone saving that joke.
I don't think Mr. Rogers and Avius have a lot in common.
No.
They do.
Well, thank you for your efforts, young man.
Yeah,
How is life here at the manor?
I like it very much, and I thank you for the roof over my head.
And
I will go to my
aside from what your mother and father have told you to say,
I thank you for my shackles. They are lovely.
There are many shackles, but these shackles are mine.
no, we don't
By
call
far
them
the best.
bracers.
The food is
They're
nutritious.
magical. Remember.
I like the archery and the view.
Ah, yes, very good. Very good. I'm glad to hear that.
Sometimes
Johannes.
when he's not here, I sneak up into Mr. Puck's room and look out the window.
Oh, and what do you see out the window?
You can almost see some of the river, but not really, my dad says. And then you can see some of the city and the spire, and it's pretty fun. But it does smell kind of weird in there.
Well, it's a goblin's room. Yeah, to be expected. Would you like me to show you something?
Yeah. Mom clenches tightly on her fork.
have a couple of tricks up my sleeve that you might find entertaining.
I'm going to teach the young lad fireball.
Like what?
Well, let's go up to one of the towers and I'll show you.
Okay, the towers are occupied. The west
both
one
of
is
them?
west one's occupied by Puck. The east one has been turned into a living quarter/stage with
I
real.
thought Puck
They should be
lived in
traveling
the.
with
I
a
thought Puck
chaperone.
lived.
No.
It's a conservatory. No,
Yeah.
it's
I
a
took over one of the towers and
Oh.
made a
nest.
nest, a roost.
Oh, pardon me for the memory slip there, Gannis. Actually, let's go downstairs. There's a window outside. Do you know it?
You're talking about the basement?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Follow me.
All right. He follows you down to the cell.
Yep.
His mom follows close.
There's no
Yeah.
locks on it. You guys.
You're there. What do you show him?
It's us.
I want to show him marked lightning.
Okay. You wait till a giant eagle goes flying by.
Look out across the ravine there, Gannis.
Yeah.
What do you see?
Walls and some nice houses.
Did you see anything? Maybe like a tree or bush or a statue or something?
Start a forest.
Something that could be a target of sorts.
I can see at 220 feet over there, there's a tree.
Perfect. That's well within range because I have spell sniper.
Tell me all about your feats, will you?
Okay, now Gannis, what I want you to do is I want you to think very, very hard about this tree lighting up into brilliant color.
He closes his eyes.
On the count of 3, I want you to open your eyes. And Avius prepares his fingers dancing to do a little bit of arc lightning.
Mom's watching.
The mom is freaking out right
Yeah.
now.
And 1, 2, crunch, 3.
That's the old Tootsie Roll.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good job.
He opens his eyes. What does he see?
And arc lightning shoots from
Right into his eyes. Now there's your lesson, bitch. Never close your eyes around a wizard.
arc lightning shoots out of Avius's hands onto the tree.
You got the range you said for
I
it?
do.
All right, across the ravine.
For 9, whatever 9 points of damage.
9 points of tree damage is easily seen, and there's a zap, and there's some smoldering branches that you've left behind. Wow!
Quite impressive, isn't it?
Yeah!
Would you like to learn?
Oh, that seems dangerous.
Oh, no, not if you use it wisely.
I think that's enough for now, Mr. Avius, his mother says. She comes over and escorts him. Thank the wizard. Thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome. You're quite welcome,
She
lad.
quickly gets him out of the basement
Fire
cell.
races through the city now, trees burning. Angry farmer, damn you, Avius!
Well, that was fun.
He says to him.
Hello. This is awkward.
And Avius notices the vault that's
Is open, yes.
Yeah.
And inside you see some gray rectangles in the dust. And a square circular type shape in the dust.
Oh, it's not what
A note written in the
Elmon was here.
Avius wants to investigate just because he went to sleep and the vault was still locked. And now it's open. He just wants to kind of look at the intricacies and
Okay.
the workings of the vault and see if he can figure it out.
All right, you spend some time doing that. You don't need to roll or anything. It'll just take quite a few days, but you can start the process now for sure.
Okay.
The rest of you were relaxing. I have a question. Back on the promontory, the orc promontory, which one of you got like kind of naked and threw off all your gear? Rill.
Had to, because I was growing and...
Yeah, there was something we missed on the previous session that now has come to light.
It was, I think Puck picked up some sort of magical
Yeah,
item.
Puck picked up your gear and he scooped up a magical necklace.
Yes, I have that listed. It's
You do
unknown.
have that.
And it is on my person somewhere, but
Yeah, you can tune it as soon as you wake up.
Oh, yeah.
Just spend the time doing it. All right, we'll fast forward to a new day. Everyone's now got all of their spells back. Your hit points are back. Excuse me, you're good to go. Rill, you have been able to attune that. And I have its information.
If it's not appropriate to me, I could give it to someone else, but they have to reattune it at that point. Okay, I just want to make sure. It's cursed. Here you go.
There it is. This is a shaman necklace of healing.
I throw it out the window. Yeah. Okay.
It's no good to anybody.
No good to anybody.
After you make a healing roll, you may re-roll all the healing dice and then take either result, and you can do this twice per long rest.
Wow, that's super
Nice.
cool for Puck.
Rill's got some healing.
No, I know.
Elmon's got some healing.
Rill does good rolls, though. So.
Yeah. Thanks. Can I?
And that wasn't, by the way, healing spell. That was healing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I have attuned that hourglass that you got out of the vault?
Yeah, it involves a lot of close time and turning it upside down and back and forth and really getting close and connecting your magic to it to really get a good connection with it. Is that what you want?
Yep.
All right. It has been recorded that he said yep.
Yeah.
And so begins the chain of events.
You have been able to identify this item and attune it to yourself if you want, for it is not cursed. It is not cursed. You have identified this as a phantom hourglass. It is a strong magical item of protection. The glass is as strong as steel, so it's not easily broken in any way whatsoever. The hourglass has 4 charges and gets back 1d4 plus 1 per day, so it may not get them all back.
Mm-hmm.
And as a says action, I'm going to make that bonus. As a bonus action, you can activate it, flip it over, consuming 2 of the charges, and flipping it over and allowing the sand to pour in one direction, and the sand will pour for 10 minutes in total time. During those 10 minutes, any creatures at all within 10 feet of the sand pouring hourglass are immune to fear, they are immune to psychic damage, and they are immune to necrotic damage.
Cool.
Pretty much everything we normally face.
It's pretty strong.
We're going to the graveyards, fellas.
Any creature that moves more than 10 feet away from the hourglass loses this immunity, and any creature that enters and returns gains it. So it's like just an aura that anyone can move in and out of.
While the sands are moved.
Right.
Okay.
But there's a catch.
Uh-oh.
There's a catch. I didn't put it in there. It cannot be moved. I'm sorry, incorrection. While moving, it does not provide the effect.
Okay.
And it is hungry. You must.
We'll say it cancels the effect, so it'll use up charges. So it's a put-in-place zone is the intent behind it. And it's in your possession. You can only have 3 items attuned to you.
Yeah.
You're good
I'm
with
not
that?
going to keep this.
Okay.
It's a big, I have nowhere to put it. It's bigger than
Well, a
my
gold
body.
chain around your neck.
Flavor Flav.
Totally. All right.
Something I need
It's a new day. What do you guys want to do?
Elmon would like to make a trip into town.
You're in the town. You're good.
Well, into a specific place in the town.
All right.
Puck would like to do this as well, but he's going to need some backup.
If you want to come with me, we can go do this stuff together if you want.
Yeah.
Unless I'm not the kind of backup you want.
Oh, no,
That's
you're
fine, too.
exactly what I need.
Okay.
Can I attune to the explosive barrel? I just want
Has 1 charge.
1 charge.
Refreshed every no.
Elmon would like to visit the Navy and Bowcrafters.
Okay. And you're taking Puck with you.
Yeah.
The 2 of you are off. Okay. You head across town.
And I'm also going to stop by the vault, deposit more of my platinum bars now. I just keep collecting these.
Gotta catch them all.
everywhere. Yeah.
All right. You go to the Navian boatcrafters, and they are closed. Unfortunately, closed.
Aww.
Hi, Rose.
Wait.
Is that
Give me that hourglass.
abnormal?
Nope. And they're not closed, but the door is just closed. Doesn't say we'll be back by 12:15 or anything. But
There's no like little clock
No.
there.
You
no,
see a nose?
No sundial with a we'll be back at.
You see a nose and little fingertips and two eyes.
Two elven eyes.
Over.
Sneak in next time. Okay, we'll come back later.
All right.
It's like,
You turn away and you hear the jingling of the bell and customers going in and out.
well, I guess we're on to your thing.
You want to go to the Bronze Guild?
Yeah, let's
Look for this one-eyed bastard?
Let's go visit your friend.
Okay. So you're heading towards the Bronze Company Guild House. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. You find such a place. It is a 3-story guild house, like a massive big tavern that's not open to the public on the ground floor. And you guys come striding right in, looking, trying to blend in, trying to stand out, weapons and armor. What's the plan?
Weapons and armor for sure, but nothing like not drawn.
Okay.
Or not like.
Speak for yourself, Puck.
All right, you stride inside. There is some music being played by a really, really bad minstrel. So it's glad that you didn't bring Real with you. And there is a bunch of tables, maybe 7, 8, 9 tables with a bunch of people just lounging around. But these are not tavern folk. These are mercenary types waiting for work or traveling, transiting through the city. And they're all just there, some drunk, some not, bored. There's a balcony of the second story and lots of heavy wood. It's thick with smoke from people smoking. And the place goes Wild West quiet.
Yeah.
Once Puck enters the door.
Oh, crap! It's that place. I'm gonna close my notes and I'm going to listen intently.
From where we stand, do I see Jorn?
You look around. You do not see Jorn. You see about 10 pairs of eyes all staring at you. There's multiple hands that are slowly going down underneath the table towards hilts of weapons.
And
Elmon smiles slightly.
yeah, you said it was a tavern, so is there a barkeep?
There is not a barkeep, but there is a bar, and there are drinks and stuff behind it.
Oh, okay. So it's like serve yourself.
Yeah.
I want to go up to the biggest, meanest looking dude there.
All right, he's 2 dudes away, so you skirt around one dude. You walk up to the bigger guy, and he stands up, his chair loudly screeching on the wood floor. And is when he does, almost all the other people do the same. They all stand up. And again, it's quiet once they do. Just the little leather armor and stuff as they
I walk up to that table like I own it.
All right. He's looking down on you. He's really big and tall.
Drop a bag of 25 gold.
He doesn't take his eyes off him. Waiting for the trick. He's got his hand on his sword.
That's fine. I'm just. Hey, friendo. It looks like you probably know of me. Where's my buddy Jorn?
You mean our brother Jorn?
That's fine. You're gonna back him? You're gonna protect this guy?
And you hear from the balcony above a slightly shrillish voice of someone you've never seen before. A fellow leaning over the balcony says, "You dare come in here?
I'm looking for Jorn.
And we've been looking for you.
I'm right here.
Then you've made a fatal mistake.
We'll see.
Take him down!" And they all draw their weapons and charge in.
Yay! This is gonna go bad.
Probably.
All right, and we are rolling initiative. Good luck. First up is Elmon Yabael. You've got, oh, by the way, you've got about 10 guys on different tables and areas. You got this balcony section. You can get up the stairs to your right or to your left. It's like an old West Saloon style environment. And on the far side, 10, 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 feet away on the balcony up above is the shrill guy who just ordered them to take you down. Puck, you're right next to one, and Elmon, there's a guy maybe 10 feet away from you.
So, question. Can I cast... So if I have a spell that's a bonus action and then a spell that's an action, am I able to do both?
Only if one is a cantrip.
Okay. Elmon takes basically a step back.
Okay, back is against the door.
Draws his bow, pulls up, says surprise, fires an arrow, but instead of just a single arrow that appears, instead a huge volley of arrows spread out, hitting everything within a 60-foot cone in front of him.
That is not these three.
Okay.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people.
And they all must make dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
On a fail, they take 3d8. On a success, they take half of that.
Dexterity saving.
Get some attention.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll your damage. Ooh, nothing for that guy. He got a critical success. 9. Critical success.
13 is a number to
All
beat.
right. 20. So half full. 13. Half. Full. And full.
So 9 points of damage for the people who fail. And then I guess 4
4.
the rest.
So that's some spread
A little
damage.
lackluster, but
That's almost 50 in total
but now
damage.
everybody's wounded.
Yeah.
This is nothing.
Mark it like this. I think I got these right.
No, the crit people didn't take any damage, though.
Right.
If that matters.
2 of them didn't. Right. I guess since 2 of them critically succeeded.
The guy next to me and this dude.
And then I got. I thought this. Yeah, we're good. I think that's it. All right, so boom, arrows go just peppering out. And this is a cool spell, right?
Yeah, except the arrows will appear, but then basically it's a cone of identical weapons that shoot forward and then disappear.
Oh,
So
they light them all up,
Right,
And then they
yeah.
kind of just fade away,
Right.
Oh, so there's no trace. All right. The thugs, the mercenaries, get to go next. The one right next to you, Puck is going to go. And that's not going to happen. Yeah, he's going to slice at you with his short sword, Puck, with a 6 and a 15 to hit.
Nope.
No, swing. You're able to dodge both of those. There's a guy next to you, Elmon, who steps closer and swings twice with his sword. And he misses, and with the second attack gets a 16 to hit.
That will also be a miss.
Oh, also misses. 2 guys not too far away around a table, they fire off some crossbows, both at Elmon. A 12 and a 21.
21 will hit.
Elmon is hit for 5 piercing damage. 2 more fire crossbows. 16 and a 23.
23 will hit.
5 and 5 piercing damage into
16
Elmon.
missed.
16 missed.
16 missed.
Wow,
My
okay.
AC 17.
Then just 5. Nice. So those guys went.
Thank you, armor of the Kadeen armor, studded leather Kadeen.
One of the wounded guys moves over and flips over a smaller table to take cover. His buddy has the same idea and is struggling to get his table over. A wounded one runs over towards Puck. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and we'll do a move, but he can't quite get there. And then his friend will shoot a crossbow twice at Puck. Gets a 13 and a 16.
16 hit.
Hit you with 5 points of piercing And next up is the guy on the balcony who called out the orders. Let's see what he does. He starts mumbling some strange magic words, moves his arms around in the air, and does kind of a two hands together and pulls them open motion you saw just about 24 hours ago, and a creature appears that he has summoned. This creature is huge. It is a giant viper that appears magically and flops on the ground not too far away from him. We'll use this thing. Whoa. Giant viper splats on there. It kind of comes up to about 7 feet, 8 feet tall when it rears up just its head section. The balcony itself kind of sags under its weight, and it starts looking around, and he is a little scared of it himself, but just commands, "Kill the goblin!" And that is his turn, and Puck, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna light up a new spell called Insect Plague, and I'm gonna make a 20-foot radius sphere of whirling, nasty, varmint-like insects.
Ooh, okay. You're doing this around the serpent and the caster guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, 20-foot radius, so it'll hit all four.
And those two other guys.
Yep. And they all need to make a Constitution save.
Biting locust, fill the thing. The sphere goes around corners. It remains for up to 10 minutes. You do have to concentrate on it. They're making what kind of save? Constitution. All right, here are the two little guys, thugs. They might be good at Constitution. Let's see. Nope, they are not. I got a 5 and a 4.
Nope.
They inhale the locusts. A 14 for the spellcaster on the balcony.
Nope.
No? And a big bonus, but bad rolled 10 for the Viper.
No, they
all of them take
26 damage.
Jeez. The two thugs on the lower floor are surrounded by locusts that tear and eat and just turn them into bloody, meat-dripping skeletons as they shriek and holler and just drop to the ground dead. The spellcaster, he just took how much? 26. Let me mark that down. He just starts screaming, "Ah, no! No! Ah!" And he is going to try and bolt from this scene. And he just is he's bloody and freaking out. And the Viper takes that much, right?
Mm-hmm.
It does not seem phased in the slightest by that damage. It took the damage. It just made it all the more angry. Any other moves or actions there, Puck?
Yeah, I'll disengage, and move into the...
Okay. All right, you're trying to get tighter into the corner, get some protection. Then the serpent comes bursting out of the locust sphere swarm of evil, smashes through the balcony railing, and crashes onto a table, smashing it apart. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and comes racing across the lower section. Then it goes ahead and continues its charge, and it's heading towards the closest bad guy, which it only knows is the goblin. 5, 10, 15, 20, and is trying to get close. And it ends its turn just racing right up to you, and gets its tail ready and is trying to swing it around with violence. But it can't get an attack off in this turn. It is a new round. It's weird as I still have Avius and Rill on here, and I'm just skipping past that. It's scary. Elmon, you're up.
So the caster is left.
The caster is trying to leave. He has not left yet. You can still see his silhouette amongst all the insane bug swarm across the room. There's this giant viper, though, that's like 10 feet away from you.
Shucks.
What do you want to do? 5, 4,
Elmon's going to take...
3, 2.
am I engaged with the guy
You
right
are.
in front of me? So Elmon will take a move back and away from him.
Okay.
Drawing probably an opportunity attack at disadvantage, I assume.
Not if you did a full. If that's your disengage, then that
No, I'm not disengaging.
you're doing a full move.
I'm just moving away from him as my
5,
move.
10. How far back are you going?
To the stairs.
All right. Perfect.
And then
Yeah. Opportunity attack.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, just one.
No, it's at disadvantage.
Oh, then it was 14
Missed. Hunter's mark will go up on the snake.
on the viper. I got you marked.
And then 2 arrows streak out also at the viper.
All right. Good luck.
First one is going to be with a poisoned arrow.
This is interesting. Where'd you get the poisoned arrows from? I can't
From the
remember.
orcs.
The orcs.
A long time ago.
Oh, like the boglig orcs.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sessions and sessions ago.
Yes.
All right. So arrow streaks out. Natural 1.
Oh,
A blue mist doesn't appear.
unfortunately, no. You shoot and miss, and that gives an opportunity for 2 of the guys to get closer to you. 2 guys take that opportunity to race right up to you. You can still have another shot.
I will take another shot with another poisoned arrow.
You'll be at disadvantage as they're in your face.
I understand.
This is at the viper, though.
Correct. 15 to hit.
It hisses loudly as it sinks in. How much damage? It is wounded.
I need a 6-sided die. Is this a monstrosity, perchance?
Let me double check. It is beast.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So it will take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage, and it will have to make a DC 14 Constitution save or become poisoned.
16. It is
Yeah,
not
so it's
poisoned.
saved.
And you got your Hunter's Mark bonus on that and everything?
I did, yes.
Okay, 11 damage.
Yeah. Pretty weak hit, all in all.
All right, done. Okay, that was Elmon. The thugs get to go. There's one, the big guy that you were right next to, Puck. He comes in and charges at you and hits you twice with his sword. With a 19 and a critical hit. You were hit twice.
Hit critically a lot.
Avius, can you move that guy in the corner a little closer to... Yeah. Right on top of Puck. There you go. Perfect. You are hit for 5 piercing and 8 piercing. You die, goblin! And... However, the 2 other guys that aren't too far away from you, there's 2 of these thugs between you and the giant serpent.
Mm-hmm.
They also kind of look over their shoulders at this giant serpenty thing and feel their gaze locked within it. And they do not move as they lock eyes with the giant serpent. There's a far guy at the other end of the room who shoots at you, Puck, with a crossbow for 22 and 15 to hit.
22 hits.
22 hits, that's 5 piercing. You're hit with another crossbow. There are 2 more guys in the rear that have been wounded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Runs for the door and runs out the door. The other one takes... No, he wants that cover, but there's bees and things around. The other one's going to shoot a crossbow with disadvantage because of the partially blocking stairs at Elmon. Oh, an 8 to hit and a 17?
17 will hit.
Does barely get you in the left shoulder for 5 piercing damage. And that leaves 2 more thugs left. These are both right on top of you, Elmon. And they attack you. 2 hits. 1 misses. 1 hits you for a 19.
Mm-hmm.
And one, again, misses and hits you for a 20. So you got hit for 5 and 5 piercing.
Okay.
And that's it for their turn. This is getting bloody. What are you guys' hit points at?
49 and 48.
Oh, okay. You're looking good. I'm going to get rid of Avius, get rid of Rill. I know you wish you were there.
The only ones.
Just having casual dinner. And, it's a little chilly in here. We'll just stoke a fire.
Yeah, there's cute, nice music playing in the background.
Share a blanket, won't you?
Share a blanket. Absolutely.
The sorcerer in the balcony, who's been surrounded by bees, turns and runs, screaming, get him off! And he runs down the hallway in the second floor, and you lose sight of him. Bump, 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 bump. Puck, you're up. You've got roughly 3 guys around you, and then like 10 feet away is this giant serpent.
Yeah.
And you look and like, man, this thing's big, and man, those eyes are so big, and they're so beautiful, and you feel yourself drawn to them. You need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's easy. Easy peasy. With the 23.
You laugh at the serpent's attempt to draw you in with its gaze, and you may take your turn.
I'm gonna let that insect plague dissipate, and then I'm gonna light it up again, right on top of the snake, just to hit all 3 of those guys.
Boom! Not far away from you at all. All of these massive bugs start swarming around. What level spell is that? Just my curiosity.
It's a 5.
But
you
can only
can't
cast
do that, son of a bitch.
No, you only got
right.
one cast.
Yeah.
I thought it was 5 levels higher. Sorry.
Okay, so what
hold on? Sorry to interrupt. I know you're planning. Did you still want to remove it from its original spot?
I'll leave it
okay.
there.
So you're leaving the bugs back on the balcony.
I will Eldritch Blast the snake.
All right, you're going to use a cantrip instead. Doesn't count.
Not a small thing.
Rolling on the board.
26.
That's definitely a hit. Panicked Puck launches it and hits him point blank.
For 14 points of damage.
That's a hit.
It's a hell of a cantrip.
All right.
It's a can. It's a can.
Trip, yeah. And then I'll do 2 Balms of the Summer Court as a bonus action.
On yourself. All right.
Which I use shield with. So for 8, excuse me. No, 9. Math's terrible.
All right. The serpent snaps at you with its jaws, but it's kind of a feint, and it's got such a long neck it can't even reach you, even though there's a bit of a gap in space. You're 10 feet away, but instead its real attack, it lashes out with its tail, and it is fast and it is accurate right at your little goblin skull with a natural 20.
I feel like that roll into the
guy
should have
You are hit for 15 bludgeoning damage, and you will make a dexterity save at disadvantage due to its critical hit, or be knocked prone.
6.
Shoom! Puck is hit and slammed against the wall. You kind of just drip down the wall into a puck pool at the bottom, and you're stuck in the corner, surrounded by bad guys. And the snake's going to start trying to get you for good. It is a new round. Elmon, you're up.
So Puck's like tight in that corner, right?
You can't see Puck at all, but you just hear him going.
Elmon will again say, surprise. And the same effect as before, you'll get another barrage of arrows.
Magical arrows go flying out like a shotgun blast.
Yep. And straight ahead of him, so the 2 in front of him, the snake, and the 2 guys in front of Puck should all...
Just not those.
Yeah.
Great. And you're rolling damage, and I'm rolling dex saves.
Dex saving throws.
All right, here's the 2 guys next to you. 12, 20. So what was the damage there?
So 10 to 1, and then I guess the other one, if it's a natural 20. Was it a natural 20?
No.
10 and 5.
Okay. And then that guy fails. I don't have another die. Here we go. The other guy in the back eats a magic arrow badly. He's at... And then the snake itself, I don't know what its how dexterous it is. It's moderately. The snake gets a 21.
Yep.
Takes half damage. So that was 5 points of damage.
Yep.
Choop. The snake is looking a little on the bloody side.
And Elmon will...
Oh, and by the way, also the bar is behind all of that, so all these glasses are just shattering. There's all this chaos. Things are falling off, but then there's no arrows. There's just holes in the wall.
The glass. Let's see.
I did catch the Die Hard reference, by the way.
What else?
Elmon will use both his move and his dash to get to the other corner of the room.
8, 9, 10. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Triggering some opportunity attacks.
Yep.
Here's one of them with a 13. Oh, and a 12.
Yep, both miss.
This advantage is fantastic. You're so nimble.
Yep.
Cartwheeling up the stairs. You're now on the balcony in the corner. And it is their turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are charging after you up on the second balcony, 2 of them, but they can't quite get there. There's a guy who's been shooting with a crossbow who can't quite get to you. He moves locations and shoots at you, Elmon, still with disadvantage because you've got some cover. Just your shoulders and head are poking out. No, that's his marker. Yeah. So there's a guy on the ground who shoots crossbow at you, Elmon, with a 15. Misses. And your armor class is not including your shield and stuff, right?
Correct.
Nice.
The 17 is without, 19 would be with shield.
There is another guy on the ground, one of these thugs, and he is running out a back door and disappearing. There's a guy right next to Puck, and this is the big guy, the guy you were next to. And he says, "No one messes with one of our brothers." He steps on your belly and with advantage will plunge his short sword into you twice, I believe. Let's find out. With a 17.
Yeah.
And a 21.
Yeah,
5 piercing plus 5 piercing. Little pincushion Puck. And just laughs each time. And those guys, there's 2 more. They are still locked in vision. 2 more of those thugs are locked in vision with this crazy, weird serpent. That gun, guys, not that gun. Puck, you're up. Puck's pondering something.
Yeah, he's pondering something.
Yes.
What do you want to do? You got 5 seconds. 4.
I'm gonna turn into a great giant tiger.
Okay.
Surprise!
Yeah. And
turn into a giant octopus.
Well, that will take your action.
That will take my action.
And then your move would be, half of your move would be to stand up.
Yeah, I'll do that and stand up.
All right, shoom, the puddle of Puck that's being stabbed turns into a tiger. You are able to stand up, lifting the leg off of the brute who's been stepping on you, and he stands back. What the hell? And Puck is done. The Viper doesn't like this and is going to try to bite you with poison dripping fangs, Puck. However, it is startled by what it just saw and will have disadvantage on the attack. This is more of a reflexive bite. Good luck. Big dripping green fangs coming your way. With a 15.
Nope. Oh, actually, hold on. That's probably going to hit. It wouldn't have hit Puck, but it will hit the tiger.
All right. The tiger is hit for 16 piercing damage.
Jesus.
And you must make a Constitution saving throw as the poison starts to burn.
Natural 20?
I will ignore the rest of all my poison information on here. Wow! I will ignore it, and you, in tiger form, will be completely resistant to any poison effects. How's that?
Good.
Wow. Like, this breed of tiger is native to this location of the Viper.
He's like
Like the mongoose.
Yeah.
The only one who appreciates it is one of the thugs who's leaving. He's like, Oh, I know that.
Yeah, I saw that documentary. Wow. Okay, cool. It is a new round. Elmon, you're on the second story balcony in a corner.
I'm going to keep moving around with a move and a dash.
Okay, you're going around?
Yeah, staying ahead of his pursuers.
Okay.
And then we'll fire 2 magical arrows at the Viper. First one using sharpshooter.
Good luck. I think you're 50-50 for sharpshooter.
14.
Hits it right in the head. It's got to be good.
27 points of damage.
Oh, that arrow almost goes through. It's got the Steve Martin through half on one side, half of the other. The thing hisses, and Puck, you can see blood dripping out of its mouth amongst its fangs.
And then the second magical arrow also shoots out at him. No sharpshooter this time. For a 23 to hit.
Hits.
Doing 9 more points of damage.
9 more points. The creature is bloodied badly, but still surviving barely.
Trying, big guy.
All right, 2 thugs continue to chase around the balcony, and I guess you guys were all able to skirt around those evil bees. And there's a guy on the balcony ground who's trying to shoot at you, Elmon, but you still have some partial cover. He takes a shot, and with the 13, his shot goes wild. He gets 2 shots. And that's even worse. Almost hits his friends, and that leaves the last punk dude. I think those might be there.
Yep.
The last punk dude, the big guy next to you, Puck.
He's standing on top of me.
Yeah. He steps back.
He's probably not standing on top of the tiger.
No, he took his foot off. You can make an intimidation roll with your tiger. Or I guess that might be Puck's.
19.
Okay. He backs up and just says, I don't want any of this. This is insane. And he sees this crazy tiger and this giant viper, and he runs for it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And is trying.
Does he get he gets a opportunity attack?
Yeah,
there, right.
He runs for it, and he's trying to run towards the back door. As he leaves your area, the tiger can bite out.
A 12.
12, I think, is a pretty good miss. A 12 hits.
Yeah.
I did not expect that.
For 9 points of damage.
9 points. Got it. You rake him across the back, let's say. Bum, bum, bum. That guy's gone. Puck the tiger is up.
I'm going to jump at this snake's throat.
You're jumping at the snake's throat. Can you yell, they're great, as you do it?
We'll see.
All right, you leap through the air at the giant viper.
And just teeth out with a 9. Yeah. Woo!
It is able to swat you aside, and you are knocked aside. And as soon as you land, thankfully you land on your feet. The bad news is, though, is that you lock eyes with the beast.
Oh, yeah.
And are resistant to its gaze.
That's right.
You're good.
Very good.
Done. And the viper returns the favor and bites down upon you with its bite. Not at disadvantage this time. And gets a 17.
Oh, yeah.
Crunch into the tigery striped flesh for 16 piercing damage.
Sus.
Are you still tigered up?
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to lose that tiger form.
Yeah.
You do not need to make a Constitution saving throw. That's right. You are resilient to this poison. The snake seems confused. Elmon.
Move and dash. Continue to stay ahead of my pursuers.
All right, you're now on the other side of the whole room on the bottom floor stairs.
Before I did, I turned around and look at them like, tired yet? And then like continue to move on. And I will fire my first arrow at the viper's head.
Over the tiger, you fire at the viper.
Using a magical arrow again. Much as I hate to use these, feels appropriate. It's 11, so 27 to hit.
Hits. What's the damage?
16.
You skewer it with another arrow. It's got several in it, and its head is bobbing badly, blood dripping everywhere. It is slick with blood, but it is still
And then it
alive.
takes another arrow. Yet again. And magical, so 25.
Hits.
Taking 14 more points of damage.
How would you like to take this creature down?
The final 2 arrows go in basically almost, like one following the other.
Shooting the first one out.
Yeah, almost. It goes in, kind of pierces, like it's just got done snapping at Puck. Its mouth is open. The first arrow goes in kind of at a too much of a cant, doesn't quite fatal blow in the mouth, but the second arrow flies back into the back of its throat, rears up and falls over backwards, dead.
Crushing and killing one of the
Perfect.
paralyzed visioned thugs. Nice. The chaos goes quiet. There's a tinkle of broken glass that falls off of the bar shelves not too far away. There are a couple thugs in the room. 2 that have been chasing you, Elmon, around the balcony stop about maybe 20, 30 feet away from you. And one of them drops his short sword on the balcony, holds up his hands. The other one's not dropping his weapon, but is just kind of looking at his friend like, are we done? And they're not closing in on anyway. And Puck right next to you is a guy as well. He's just kind of shaking his head coming out of this weird magical daze.
And a tiger's gonna bite at his
Okay, you don't have to roll. You easily get a critical hit on his jugular. It's just all nice and quiet, and then you just
weird dream.
ripping apart this guy's throat. And Elmon, anything you would like to do?
Arrow pointing at the other 2 and sort of give him like a shoe motion, as in like go away.
They
Give him an opportunity.
They run. One still has a sword, but they run.
And then as they're running, tell Jorn we're coming, and hell's coming with us.
All right, there's a couple other guys in the room, and they're also going to bolt unless you guys have anything to do about it. They're running. It's Elmon and a bloody tiger and a vastly destroyed, overturned, crazy guild hall still spinning around with bees in it.
I'll turn back into Puck and let the bees disperse.
The bees fade.
And then do a level 3 heal on each of us.
Okay. Elmon, you come close. He places a hand on you, and healing energy passes between the 2 of you.
Tingly.
24.
Sweet. I have 1 point of damage left.
And look at that. 16, 25.
Those are huge heals.
Nice.
Some of your best heals.
Mm-hmm.
Avius and Rill will never believe this.
We're just finishing our tea cake slayer.
I had no idea we were
No,
gonna
I had no idea either.
This was going to happen.
Really? You charged in a room, essentially called everyone a bitch, and proved it.
I said nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't call anybody. I just wanted the one-eyed dude. I was willing to pay the rest of them off. They were dumb.
Yeah, I was going to offer money too for people to stay out of it.
And then let's go after the one guy who summoned the viper.
Upstairs.
Yeah.
You guys go upstairs and walk down the hall. There is a couple doors you pass by.
Sword and shield's out at this point.
All right.
Come on.
As you walk past one, a door opens. There's a guy in there, and he sees you. He immediately just holds up his hands and closes the door. You know there's other people in this facility, but everyone is just staying out of the bloody chaos. You make your way upstairs.
Come out and
past some more bedrooms and get to the 3rd floor, where there is a guild hall main office type thing where the work of the mercenary group can be done. There's a small little foyer type area. You can hear some conversation upstairs. And as you walk up these stairs and head towards this little mini foyer, footsteps quickly approach, and it is a badly bitten sorcerer guy with all these millions of little bumps of infectious bee locust things all over his face. And he comes running up and says, "Don't kill me! Don't kill me! What? He's in there! You can have him!"
Do you have any calamine lotion?
Okay, we're gonna take him. If your little guild here comes after me again, we'll be back with friends.
You'll never hear from us again.
Very good.
He steps to the side.
better to mess with the Yabe L4.
Back at the manor, Avius like has just kind of like this upset feeling in his stomach. She's like, "Oh, indigestion."
You step into the main office area where this guy is his office, and instead there's only one other individual, and it is a one-eyed former veteran from of this group. His name is Jorn, formerly the employee of Malil the nobleman. He is kind of just as wedged as deep into a chair, and the chair is wedged into the corner as possible. There's a sword and there's a knife, but they're on a table like 10 feet away that he's not even reaching for. He is slunk back, and he is saying the following brave words to you to show you, because he's been a veteran for a long time. Jorn says, "No, no, no!" And he puts out his hand, "No, no!" And he just starts crying. There are tears coming down his eyes. No!
His eye.
He has half the tears. "You're not crying enough, old man. Don't hurt me. No, no."
Big guy now, huh?
Please.
Sending your lackeys after me?
No.
Chicken shit, Jorn.
No, don't hurt me.
I'm gonna give you a choice.
What?
I take an arm and a leg, or I take your other eye.
No, no.
It's your choice.
No. He is not able to rationally make the decision and just keeps crying and holding out his hands. He even turns to his savior, Elmon. "Please, please." Begging for you.
I don't know what you want me to do. It's a goblin.
Puck's gonna take his eye.
You walk up. Oh. And the podcast takes a turn. All right. And darkness descends, and we will fade away from the guild house.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's been a little bit longer than you thought their trip would be. And you hear a jingle of a bell as someone coming through the gate. And in comes Elmon, looking none the worse for wear. Behind him comes a very bloodied Puck, and all you can see is blood across his face, his right wrist where he did something with it, and just this big white goblin-y smile.
And he's holding an eye
in his mouth.
Elmon, you proudly, I'm assuming, maybe not, drop a small chest you have unlocked that you took from the guild house.
I feel a little dirty. So I don't know. Proud is probably not the right word, but yeah, just kind of nonchalant, I suppose.
All right, they walk in and toss a big, heavy, not a big, a small, heavy chest that flops on the table loudly.
Ooh, what's this?
It's a chest.
Sweet Jesus!
Avis opens the chest.
Inside is at least 1,000 gold. You're sure?
Oh, change of heart, Elmon. Paying me back, I appreciate it. Kind of you.
This is split between Puck and I. I'm fine splitting it.
Yeah.
Real.
So 250.
It's actually turned out, once all the counting's done by someone, it comes out to 1,200 gold. So 300 each.
Yes.
Elmon will keep the chest itself because he has so much gold. He feels like he needs a second. He'll put that up in his room.
You were also able to locate in the guild hall before you left 8 +1 magical crossbow bolts. If anyone wants to take those.
Do you have? I thought you gave up that crossbow. I thought you.
I did. I'll give them to Rill if you want them.
Oh, yeah, I'll take them. Absolutely. 8
+1? +1 to hit and damage.
Correct.
I also want to give that hourglass to Rill.
All right, you walk up to Rill. What are you going to say about this thing?
Don't use it.
You might be interested in this. I like it, but I don't have any place to put it. Unless you want to tell me where you got that nice bag.
I don't know about the bag, but I have a lovely necklace.
Yeah?
Trade.
Let's trade.
Goblin trade. One necklace for one. What am I getting?
It is a
hourglass.
Phantom hourglass.
Oh, the Phantom hourglass.
It has 4 charges. Protects against 4 charges. It's protection immune to. I don't remember. Fear
effects. I had it here. Necrotic damage and psychic damage.
Okay. But there are conditions.
There are some conditions. It's essentially you flip it over. It's good for It's good for a combat essentially, or 10 minutes, and it stays put in the small zone. So if you're in a tight spot, you know you're going to be. It can give you lots of protection against dark things.
Okay.
Question about that: does the zone stay in space, and if the hourglass moves, the zone just stays behind, or does the hourglass have to stay stationary?
We'll phrase it this way: the moment you pick up the hourglass again, the effect ends. You have to.
So you put the hourglass down somewhere, and then it has a 10-foot globe around.
Yep.
Okay.
Again, very limited radius, but very powerful if you're stationary in that radius against the right enemies. Those you need to rest. Anyone else? What do you want to do? Who do you want to go see? Anything you want to tackle? Let me know.
I still want to go
Rill.
Find out the hours of when the bow crafter's open.
Well, not today.
Fair enough.
Rill, Puck?
I've got 2.
I'm sorry, Rill and Avius. You guys were out for
Go ahead.
it.
Well, Avius is curious as to where all these orcs are hiding and thinks maybe they may be underground. And wants to go exploring.
Well, let's say you walk up to Rill while Puck and Elmon are resting. You and Rill have developed a little tea and crumpets kind of gathering every so often
If
while
that's
they're
what you want to call it.
And what do you say to him?
Rill, I've been wondering.
I wonder where they are too. I'm sure they're in trouble.
Well, the elves, when they came back the other day, they said they did not encounter as many orcs as they expected.
Yes, I thought that was odd.
I'm wondering if perhaps the rest of them may be underground as well, like the ones we found.
Possibly. I know Elmon had some paper, some document that he acquired. It led us to Iridthil, but I don't know what else came of it. What else do you know?
Why, I know many things. How long do we have? Have a seat. More crumpets, please, Samara. I'll provide the tea bags.
What do you suggest?
I think maybe we should go and explore some of the deeper regions of the tunnels underground.
Not by ourselves.
No. Once Puck and Elmon return, wherever they are, why are they taking so long?
Absolutely. The orcs are a huge threat. We should go deal with them as soon as possible.
Sirs, says Samara, here is your crumpets, and if it's all right, I'd like permission to destroy all of the clothes you brought home with you from your last adventure.
But forever, why?
The smell, my man, the smell. It is horrible, and I cannot get it out.
Getting things out is not my forte. I could use some prestidigitation on it.
It will take far more than that. Here, I will.
At level 9, maybe.
I'll see about some house funds that might be able to get you a new robe to replace it. But this, you cannot go around town smelling like this.
Why, maybe we should go shopping.
I was just going to mention that. I find that my efforts into creating my new symphony piece is going to require a lot more effort in regards to instrumentation and quality, and these are just...
There's snoring coming from the other side of the table.
Yeah.
No appreciation for my music.
I just want a robe, man.
I am determined to be the only bard who's proficient in the accordion. And yeah, absolutely. We can go.
All right. We will fast forward through a shopping montage, 80s style, trying on different outfits and robes again. What are you guys looking for?
Oh, lots of pockets.
Okay, yeah, I got that. I got the robe.
Considering what I have with the loot, it's more of a traveler's kind of loot. I'm looking for something. I don't want to be over. I do want to be over the top, but I don't think it's.
You
realistic.
want an electric? You want a plug-in version?
I want to. I need that new mana string. You know, that's what I need. Potentially magical, if possible. I don't know if that's even the case, but certainly a much higher quality loot.
All right, you are able to find a high-end shop in Old Town, not too far away from the nobles' quarters, that has some musical instruments, some unique decor items. You are not allowed to bring weapons onto the premises. You're able to see these different musical instruments. None of them are magical, but they are all of higher quality, much higher quality than you currently have. They're not the most durable either, though.
Oh, that is a problem.
Yeah. They sound fantastic, though.
Sound fantastic.
I don't know if you want to have
house loot.
Yeah, house loot or not.
House loot. No, this is... I do want it to have some degree of sturdiness.
All right.
To it. So if this won't work, that's fine. I can wait for another time.
All right. Anything else, Rill and Avius?
I wonder if there's an artificer in town.
You have not been able to find one.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
I've concluded everything that I can do. We can wait for the bloody mess to appear at our doorstep.
Yeah, they then return. They drop off the chest and flop an eye on the table.
Oh, no.
No?
That's kept in a pouch in
Close
inside of the armor.
All right.
Yeah.
Close to your own heart?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Worn as a medallion.
Yeah.
Every now and then he just opens the coat. I see you. There seems to be some concern about the orcs that may still be in town. Master Avius was talking about.
They got underground somehow.
Yes, I say we investigate to perhaps where or they entered or where they are now.
I know time is precious, but these two look like they could use a rest. At least, Master Puck.
Yes, we both need a rest, I believe.
But if time is an issue, then I can certainly play you a tune to restore as much as I can. You bloodied goblin.
I'm not that bad.
I need 4 hours.
All right.
I think it's more tired with the magic that they spent.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to let them rest then?
Rest away.
All right, they rest. It is then night time when you two are still asleep, Puck and Elmon. And there is a ring of a bell.
How many rings?
Single ring. Single ring. And Yash says, someone's at the gate. I'll see who it is.
Very good.
And we don't get many visitors.
At this hour, I will go out with Yash.
Okay. You walk out across the garden, which is looking a little overrun, but still very more lush and full than before.
Our little kid's not doing his job.
Get to work.
He's being overtasked.
And you head out to the gate. And you open the gate with loot pointed at the ready. You open the gate, and you see there is a homeless man there. He says, "Spare some coins," and holds out a homeless hand.
How is that different from a regular hand?
You can tell. It has no pocket.
Is there still the enchantment that seems to be resonating here?
Yes.
And this guy just wanders up.
Yes.
No coin here for you.
He looks at Yash and then leans in closer to you and says, "Surely you can spare something." And as he gets close to you, he whispers, "You've taken too long. Why haven't you found me?" And pulls his head back again.
Come
I'm
inside.
hungry. Oh. And he comes in. Thank you.
And guide him towards the property.
Sir, says Yash, are you sure this is appropriate? It is a late hour and dinner has already been served.
For this, we will make an exception.
And Yash does not seem pleased by this. And you get everyone back inside. Avius, you were at your room/study, poking your head out, and see a homeless guy being led in by Rill.
I do. Oh, hello there. Do I recognize him?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Well, hello. What do you have need of this evening?
He nods and says, some food.
Very well. Rill, why don't we take him into the kitchen? Yash, you're done for the evening. We can take care of this.
He looks confused, but happy. Yes, very good. And off he goes. The three of you, Rill and Avius and the homeless guy, enter the kitchen. He sits down and crashes and takes his worn little cap off and sits down, and his tone of his voice from a less raspy into a much more clear voice takes over. Yeah, I really could use some food, though.
Oh, we have crumpets and tea bags.
Oh, I need something more than that. And he gets up and starts trying to help himself a little bit. You recognize this as Karam, the scout, the spy of the conciliators.
Well,
Agent?
Agent. That's a good one.
What news do you have for us?
He says, there's been some interesting days have been occurring, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would say.
Did you have anything to do with that fire?
Which be more specific, good man.
There's the big fire, west side of the city in the Guildsman district.
Not me.
Oh. Well, there was that, and then apparently I've been getting a lot of comments from some associates of mine that were concerned about the purple smoke. Did you see any of that?
Oh, most certainly.
Yes, we've seen some purple smoke.
But that's not why I'm here.
Would you like some cookies?
He says, look, our friends, the conciliators, they have a problem. One of their own has gone missing. Valian, you might know her?
Her?
Yes, she's one of the warrior clerics.
Perhaps if I saw her, I could recognize her, but
Well, she is a holy warrior of the conciliators, where I might gather information and you might perform, let's call it troubleshooting. She's more of a protective and then brute force object to deal with the chaos cults.
And, how long has she been missing?
Well, 3 days now. She's never gone missing before. She always reports for duty. She does her job amazingly well. And this is unlike her. I had chatted with her briefly, and she was mentioning something about the Chaos Cult and protecting a shop. But that's all she would say. She left with another of the holy warriors. I don't have a name, unfortunately, and the two of them went off to crack some skulls, and they've been gone. So the conciliators have asked for you just to keep an eye or an ear open for her.
Well, we certainly will. Protecting a shop, yes?
That's what she said.
Well, okay.
Is this wine? Can I?
Yes, help yourself. It's a 1472 Chianti.
He takes an expensive bottle.
Well, it's only 1 year old.
It's 1470.
But he fills up a big tankard with it.
It's got a canteen.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, you know something about this smoke then?
Only that we've seen it appear the other night when some of the chaotic happenings around the city were happening.
Yeah.
It seems to be associated with those.
There was a creature, human person, who seemed to be causing it, and then vanished away before we could stop him.
Yes, we tried to capture or perhaps even put an end to him, but he got away, unfortunately.
I have a friend, you could say, who mentions something about the smoke and mentions the four of you. He might be able to provide some information, and I'm here for who I work for, the conciliators, but he also said I should drop by and see if it's all right for him to say hello.
Who's this friend?
It's probably best if he tells you himself. He likes to be that way. I don't keep the usual company, as you can imagine. Imagine me going to some innkeeper's house and trying to describe that you want to come pay him a visit with a goblin or something. We live in different worlds, and he'd like to drop by, but only if you would like to receive him. Unless you got your hands full. I know you get into some trouble of your own.
Does he know our location?
Yeah.
And he knows how to find our manor?
See, it'd take me be an hour. He could probably be here in about 2 hours.
How did you find us, by the way?
Oh, it's me. He does a little Fonzie. Come on.
Hey.
Come on. My job is to find people and get information. And I heard you had a house like a couple weeks ago, and it took me a while to find it. But once I found it, now I know where you're at.
Yes, I see. Don't spread the word, please.
Oh, you got it.
So
all right.
We're not taking any visitors this evening?
It's late, but I hate to sit on this another heave. But if you know where he is and he can make haste, then...
All right. Well, I'll take this and one of these and a few of these.
No, hey, at least give me the
Walks out with
please.
a candelabra.
A table.
Piano.
Yash.
Yes.
Hey, what?
He's all right. Well, thanks for the dinner, and good luck out there.
Thanks. We'll keep an eye out for Valian and her compatriot.
He opens up the door and goes to close it and stops and turns around and says, and hey, be careful out there. And then he leaves dramatically.
Good luck. We're all counting.
What a douchewagon.
Vocabulary is very colorful.
Yes. All right. What would you like to do?
I guess we're waiting on No Name
Apparently,
All right.
to show up.
The two of you chill out and wait. Elmon, you can be up
Okay.
because you need half the sleep of everyone else, right?
Yeah.
All right. Puck, you are asleep.
Oh, yeah,
you don't actually sleep.
So
No.
long.
And Puck is like
Meditate.
bizarrely heavy sleeper. He's like a cat you can like pick up and hold upside down until it's time to wake up. He is asleep. So he's out. But the three of you are up, and what do you tell Elmon as he comes downstairs looking quite refreshed?
You look quite refreshed after your ordeal. We may be having a visitor, but I don't know what to expect. There's a lot of mystery and intrigue surrounding it. Perhaps we gain some knowledge of the cults, perhaps we do not, but there's just some...
This purple smoke seems to be quite important.
Okay. How do we...
Supposed to be coming
Visitor?
here. A visitor, yes.
How do we know this?
From the prior visitor. Oh, a lot's been happening while you've been resting.
What visitor?
Well, see, once a month, Mother Nature comes and brings...
Real? What visitor?
One of the agents of the conciliator has managed to show up. How you found this place, I don't know, given the magics contained within.
While I was resting, I was thinking about the Banewarrens. What do you all remember the context of that?
That was
that
the last
conversation.
noted place that I had any information of a place to search, but the information was very sketchy at best.
Was there a mention of Gothgal Amet with that?
No, not
No,
in that.
it was just what the
Actually,
deceased boy
Real know that?
said. That's where he was killed.
Wait, what?
The boy up in the attic at Crooked Nodes' house. The boy, when Real talked to him, said he was killed at the Banewarrens.
Okay. Strange.
What? Something's on your mind.
Just I must take better notes.
The last I heard, Gothgal Gamel was atop the spire.
Yes. That
Nothing-
somehow convoluted those two.
You must learn
subjects.
spacing.
He knows when you've been sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
Very well, should
And if you do not worship him, his soul you will take.
if we're getting a new visitor, hopefully Puck has finished his rest and can join us.
Puck has not finished his rest. Would you like to interrupt his rest?
Well, he needs his rest.
Okay, so you're letting him rest.
Yeah.
Let's just rest. Puck is rest.
I envision while Puck is resting, he's randomly changing into
Shapes.
shapes.
That'll be awesome.
Tentacles burst out of the room. He's having a dream. Just leave him alone. Ink goes everywhere.
His wet dream.
Yep.
All right, some time goes by. About 2.5 hours later, it's around 10, 11 o'clock at night. You guys wait, and there's no jingle of a bell.
I don't know if this person is going to show up. It's been far past the time that they said he would be here.
Rill is taken to actually watching the gate itself to see.
So you're outside?
passers- outside, yes.
Okay.
As the hour is approaching,
Yeah.
All right.
we realize it's a little late. Let's take a look and see.
Someone's going to go outside with him.
Okay. Elmon and Rill, you may make perception rolls, please.
10?
10 in unison. You guys see nothing. Avius, back inside the house, you hear a long metallic, almost metallic-ish tearing noise coming from the conservatory on the ground floor. So that's the nice little lounging rooms surrounded by glass on the walls and the ceiling.
Whoa, my goodness. What is this? And I head that way.
You head that way. You see in the conservatory there are a couple of sitting chairs. There's one long lounging style chair that you kept from the original owners. And there is an old man with his back to you laying in that chair.
Hello?
And a little hand, still not looking at you, rises. Good evening.
Yeah, yes.
Welcome to my shop.
And who might you be?
He says, still without you're not even seeing, you're seeing the back of his thinning hair there. He says, I'm Niall Hazelton. I like to be called Hazelton. Mr. Hazelton, actually.
Oh, yes, I am Avius Catorum. It's nice for you to meet me.
Oh, I have heard of you, Mr. Catorum.
Yes, you have, I'm sure. I've not heard of you.
I am sure of that as well.
What brings you here?
Dire times, I'd say.
You're tired? Oh, well, you have an extra bed.
No, dire times.
Dire.
Rill and Elmon, you can see there is a conversation happening in the conservatory. You can see this from outside. And there's a man there.
There are air quotes going on. But it seems we're in the wrong place.
We're late for our meeting. Let's go.
Avius walks further into the room to kind of face.
All right, you can pull up a little chair and
Mr. Hazelton.
sit across to him from him if you want.
Yeah.
All right. He is a old fellow in a robe and a nice shirt and some nice pants. He's got some glasses that kind of hang off of his nose a bit.
Like a smoking jacket robe?
Nope.
No?
Nope. Like a magically endowed robe.
Okay.
And seems to be cozy, maybe a little cold, and trying to stay warm underneath his robe, and has a little bit of a friendly smile about him.
That's a very nice robe you have there.
Oh, thank you.
Where did you get it?
It was claimed some time ago.
Very nice. Is that crushed velvet?
And I believe you would be Rill Stumprunner and Elmon Yabael.
Of the Yabael Force.
He continues sitting on the lounge chair, but he does get up and sit on the side of it, if you will. So it's a little more professional. I am Mr. Hazelton. A pleasure to meet your acquaintance finally.
A pleasure to meet your acquaintance too. How did he get inside?
Well, can we offer you anything to drink?
Yes, please.
Light snack, perhaps?
Oh, that would be excellent.
Yes!
You hear some slow footsteps coming down the stairs. More food for the vagrants, sir.
Yes, this is Mr. Hazelton. He would like something warm to drink and perhaps some of those crumpets.
And some sort of roast chicken would be wonderful.
And some sort of roast chicken, thank you.
And defeated, Yash walks away. Of course. Dentured servitude, right? And he walks away. Well, I have known of your group's existence, although I still haven't quite gotten a handle on an identifier to call you all by.
Well, we go by the Catorum 4.
No, we do not.
Oh.
We're legally known as the Yabael Force.
I see.
No, that's incorrect as well.
I have documentation to prove it.
All the same. Why have you come all this way?
Well, it's not that far from me. I'm here in the city. I'm from the Inverted Pyramid. Have you heard of us before?
Yes, that rings a bell.
We are a group that prides ourselves on research and rituals of the arcane sort, not religious silliness. And we have a prominent guild house here in the city that some do know about and most do not. And thankfully, those that wish to find normally have a great difficulty in finding. And some of us like to keep our heads down in books, and others of us do not. And I am one of those that likes to keep his eyes open. And,
I suppose it wouldn't be eyes open skyward, would it?
In what way?
Lenses?
No.
Okay, good.
He's thinking about the telescope. Fantastic. And I happened to notice not too long ago some spreading of some purple smoke that caught my eye, and I believe that to be a sign of Tavern Zith.
What?
Tavern Zith. A bad sign, and
A Zith ward?
no, and it's kind of why I'm here. For Tavern is very dangerous, and Tavern will need to be captured or slain, but he is merely a herald of what is to come, is my fear.
Oh, what's to come?
I fear that there are dire times upon us, and that is the first
Said
sign.
that, yes, dire times. Yes, what is...
We haven't noticed up until this point that we're in dire times. Thank you for
Just
pointing that out.
chilling, enjoying the life.
Is this Zith has anything to do? Well, it does have to do with the cultists, but is he directly related to the cultists themselves?
No. You speak of the death cults or the chaos cults? Chaos cults.
You mentioned purple smoke. I could think of nothing else.
Then
Morian, get to
his,
the point, Matt.
his eyes light up at that. Let me tell you a story then. It's story time. I love a good story. Gather round, grab some chairs.
Yes, I love a story too.
Have a seat and listen.
Stay a while.
Stay a
Listen.
while.
We are part of, there are many debates that some would say that we are in a third era. I would say if so, then we are balancing on a knife's edge towards destruction or prosperity. But before that was a second era dealing with the vile gull. But before that was the first era, and that's what I think you most need to know about. It starts back, just a bit of distance. I would say about 8,000 years ago, there was a massive amount of evil that rampaged across the land, chaos and destruction. But mankind began to find its place and rise up, and the evil was quelled. And a powerful, benevolent priest named Danar set upon an ambitious plan. This Danar sought once and for all to rid the world of all its remaining influences. This amazing man began to gather up all the evil artifacts. These were objects of dark power, trapped essences of vanquished fiends, and demonic relics, and even the last remnants of horrible diseases, if you can imagine. But condemning all of these items, Danar imprisoned them. He believed that if he destroyed these things, they would simply release their evil into the world to wreak more havoc and bring about darkness. Destroying them would beget new ones, if you can imagine. So Danar, he used powerful spells and magical items of purity and strength, the likes of which had never been seen before and will never be seen again, to lock them away. He worked tirelessly to bind them, these legacies of evil, and as his collection grew, he began to bury them beneath his tower, located near the sea some 8,000 years past. Danar constructed a vast catacomb, well warded and sealed deep underground, and he called it Tremok Korin, also known as the Banewarrens. Rill's eyes, I saw those eyebrows rise. And that is why I'm here today. Our power in the inverted pyramid is strong, but I would also say that we are a bunch of squabbling fools who bicker all day and don't quite have the agility of youth, perhaps, like the four of you, he says, his eyes slightly resting on Avius.
I understand.
Assessing his prowess, does he seem to fit that, or is there some deceit to it?
No. Well, make an inside roll. I'll give you an inside roll. You might glean some additional information.
We said insight.
Insight, please.
8.
8. Can't tell. Not quite sure.
I totally believe him.
Well, alas, Danar, the priest, his goal was folly. Much of the concentration, having all of that raw hatred, so much darkness and evil power, all of it in a single place was a terrible mistake. The earth itself, no longer able to tolerate that concentrated evil, it thrust the main vault of the Banewarrens away from it, straight up into the sky, creating a tall, impossibly high and narrow spire atop which the vault stood. And he motions in the darkness across the city to the spire that looks over that you cannot see right now, and because it's so dark.
Okay. And then what?
Well, secretive forces manipulated events to ensure that an old tome fell into the hands of this well-meaning cleric, Danar. The book presented horrid knowledge while giving off an irresistibly seductive quality, which you cannot imagine. Some of you can in this room. While he intended to seal the book away with the rest of these banes that he gathered, Danar lingered over its pages for an instant too long. Its cunningly crafted words lured him in and beguiled him to keep the book by his side, and soon he read more, and still more. The book consumed Danar. He neglected his quest of gathering all of these remaining banes and withdrew from his family and comrades. The book's dark lore corrupted his spirit and twisted his mind. Danar became the Dread One. With the vast resources of the banes he had gathered and the knowledge he had gained from the Dark Book, the Dread One withdrew into his tower that he named Jabal Shamar, the very tower that now lies atop the spire that looms over this city, inhabited now only by the cold wind. But he did not stay there long. He emerged just a few years later, launching an attack so devastating it threatened to tear the world asunder. He does a little prestidigitation. There's a little lightning strike outside.
Is that like in Twain?
Yes. But you interrupt. His might. No few bounds his armies he created and summoned conquered all the surrounding lands, and his army was led by a king of the undead, known as the Untouched Nightmare, known as the Herald General, known as Morien, that name you mentioned, he says, motioning towards Elmon.
He's a friend of ours.
I should hope you jest. But
no, really, I'm this is okay.
All of the mortal races, though, gathered and led by powerful heroes, many of whom were friends and companions of Danar. They fought back and stopped the forces and armies of Morien. It is said the heroes carried the battle straight into the tower Jabal Shamar itself, And when it was over, the Dread One lay defeated. The world's greatest heroes sprawled dead, dismembered all around him. And the herald general Morien was disintegrated with magic into oblivion. And so came an end to the First Age.
Now the second.
We are curious. Does this have something to do with today's happenings?
It does.
No, nothing.
Nothing. Just wanted to share.
Trying to warm myself by your fire.
Quite a coincidence, if I do say so.
Well, even though the Dread One was gone, Danar, a bit of essence of him still remained. Spirit, free of corruption, managed to seal the Banewarrens once and for all. Although his quest to get all of these Banes was uncompleted, he still safely contained vault upon vault of evil artifacts and foul creatures and vile relics that were kept away from the world until now. And by my readings, and this is where I am of most value to you, and he draws a little small circle in the air and it crackles with energy, and beyond you can see some other alternative space where there is a book pedestal that's been set up, and the circle is right over that book, and he reaches in and starts turning pages on this book in some study somewhere, and he points at the name that's right there in top that says Tavin Zith. Due to my research, I believe that Tavin Zith, a being of quite a bit of corrupting power, and one of the Banes that was locked away in the Banewarrens, is upon the city. And again, a concern. Clearly a concern. But more concerning is there's no conceivable way for him to have ever been gotten loose. Unless there has been a breach.
A breach in what?
The Banewarrens.
And a breach in the Banewarrens.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening through most of it.
Let me start. 8,000 years.
The first. We're going to start at the Zero Age.
Who or how could the Banewarrens have been breached?
That is what I am interested in finding out, and that is why I am here. He's got a little Rick and Morty sound to him. I'm hearing it.
It was not I assure you.
Don't judge him, Morty. You're suggesting the spire is the place to go.
Oh, heavens no. You want nothing to do with the spire.
I don't want anything to do with the spire.
And Tremok Corin is beneath the tower itself, is within the spire. My fear is if anyone... the Banewarrens are a webwork of vaults underneath the city around the spire. The heart of it, though, which the most vile, was sent up in the spire, thousands of feet up. My fear is if the outer vaults can be breached and Tavin Zith has now gotten free, that it might be possible to breach another layer and in another layer, getting ever closer, and God forbid get into Tremok Corin itself, for that would be disastrous and the ruin of us all.
Well, how would we ever find the breach itself?
I have some idea, but I don't have the entire picture. Some of my associates have been able to divine to scry a sense of a loss where we believe the Banewarrens' magic to be. The Banewarrens' magic is, again, inconceivable in how strong it is. The walls are permeated with a material and magic with capabilities to keep out any teleportation, any magic. It's again inconceivable.
Might this breach be in the necropolis?
No, they had a vision of an area in Midtown around a tall brass statue.
Does that sound familiar to us?
Actually, I believe we gave Elmon some cool, quote-unquote, wilderness-type survival abilities of the city, so you can make a survival roll.
Good luck.
That's going to be 23? No, 22. Sorry.
You know exactly. It's a statue of the previous commissar in the middle of a plaza.
I know the place.
Well, I would say that if you are willing to locate this breach in the Banewarrens and find and slay any fiends who are breaking into the vaults, and ensure the Banewarrens are sealed once again in some way, with my advice as I best can, for I will accompany you, then the inverted pyramid will gladly be thankful for your help and pay you a charitable fee of, say, 20,000 gold for your efforts.
Each, yes?
Oh, that was not what we had agreed upon.
Let's talk.
So you mentioned the fate of the city.
Fate of the city, greatest evil known, 4 adventurers. Times are not cheap.
You can make a persuasion roll.
Yeah.
I'm looking deep into his eyes. I'm still trying to determine if he can leap out of his chair or not. But. A natural 20 with a total of 32.
By the way, and anyone listening, all the players are holding their mouths in stunned silence.
Thank
you. He shrugs. All right, 20,000 each sounds fair. Fair enough.
Huck smiles in his sleep.
So
down.
if we get you to the breach, you will be able to seal it? Is that what I'm to understand?
I don't know. This type of magic is even beyond our research capabilities. I don't know. I don't know how they were sealed to begin with or how it could even be opened, so it's a mystery to me. What I would recommend is finding what you can about the breach. Once you think you're close, I can be of assistance with maybe some archaeological information.
Mr. Hazelton?
Yes. Oh, and you can find me at the place called the Ghostly Minstrel in Midtown. There's
I know the place.
An innkeeper there. Her name is Shanae, and let her know you're looking for me, and she will pass on word to me.
Do you know someone by the name of Marielle?
He says, sounds familiar. And he draws a circle in the air again, and a little portal type thing appears next to his book. And he starts turning the page, and strange, cryptic, small little writings, and not lined up nice, and starts to look weird. And each page is kind of different. And he stops and points at a language you cannot quite comprehend. And he says, yes, I see the name here. Some sort of witch. From long ago. Very, very long ago. How do you know the name Amariel and Morien?
Amariel has inquired of our services as well, Mr. Hazelton.
In what... How?
Well, she... at one time had asked us to help her, in fact, stop Morien from breaching one of the gates
No, Morian is gone.
The
Dread One is also gone.
No.
And Amariel should be gone.
Nope.
No. In fact, you're wrong.
He winces. More than being taken for 80,000 gold. He winces.
The information will cost you another 20,000 gold. Speak to real.
We encountered.
He's our agent. Please fuck him.
We first encountered Morian quite some time back via some of his dead king associates, but then personally in the necropolis not more than 4 months ago.
Someone takes a step back.
He slinks out of the room.
Try and fade away.
We found him there, very much, I suppose you would say alive in a sense. But we found him with the help of Mariel, who...
Make a persuasion roll. He does not seem to want to believe you at all.
Do I have to roll my inspiration with?
Nope.
Okay.
You are rolling the inspiration.
Persuasion 11.
11. This is...
That's a burn right there.
bad roll.
Okay.
This is a tall tale. I find this very hard to believe. He looks to the other people in the room for any kind of confirmation.
You're welcome to come to the necropolis with us, and we can show you.
No, thank you.
We can unfortunately confirm that this is true.
Well, she said she was Marielle.
Yes, and Morian has a particular dislike for me specifically because
because you're Elmon. I mean, really, we're not. This is not.
I rub people the wrong way sometimes. I'm misunderstood.
Ooh, tell them about the bells.
I don't think that's important.
Oh no!
right now.
Oh, I love bells.
So it is true that you have had an encounter with Morian?
And he is trapped.
Marielle.
Make a persuasion roll, by the way,
underneath
Elmon.
in the necropolis.
I would have identified Morian as being the creature that I was down with the chains at that time.
Yeah, they've probably filled you in on that.
What was it? Persuasion?
Persuasion, please.
11.
I myself was actually confronted, and my companion here was taken face to face with Morian, and
And what form did he take?
I don't remember much. There were many chains. There was a large key.
Yes.
There was a face that seemed to be contorted and made of these chains. The space was utterly endless, and it continued on forever. I took many a beating from him, but eventually we managed to survive, though I do not remember how we got out.
And in what context could you have possibly interacted with him? Why?
Oh, let's see. This was in the chamber. There was the globes. Yes, I remember there was an artifact that I had manipulated in such a way that I opened a portal. Yes, there were portals, and I traveled from the place that was in the catacombs through an unknown space and into and appearing in front of Morian.
And this was a continuation of a encounter we had previously before Rill joined us, where I had, I guess, specifically gained Morian's ire.
Make a persuasion roll, Rill, by the way.
Me? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yay!
27.
This is hard to believe, but everything you say is accurate. He was destroyed.
Did you just say he, all these other creatures and evil wasn't destroyed either?
But
Merely contained? Is it so hard to believe that Morian was as well?
it is. Every
Pyramid doesn't
record.
seem to be very well informed, unfortunately.
Maybe they should be an upright pyramid.
30,000 apiece, I think.
Every record shows that he was disintegrated into oblivion, and the fact that
I believe we'll need to do an audit of your records.
That is obviously out of the question. But I have one important piece of advice you must hear. Absolutely. Under no circumstances should you go anywhere near Morian, and for God's sake, do not touch him in any way.
Why?
He is the untouched one. He will not stop to hunt you down and slay you under torturous, horrific conditions.
Oh, well, that's a bridge already been crossed.
What? You touched Morian!
Maybe he touched us.
The Herald General!
I have a doll here somewhere I can show you.
I don't think... I don't know what all the shapes of Morian there are, but at least in this I did interact with some portion of him, but it was chains. It was...
Well, then you're fine. You, good sir, are fine.
Okay.
That is good news.
I don't think I ever touched him, did I? Did I touch him?
Not so much.
You faced off with the
Shot an arrow
avatar
into
of
him.
some sort.
But he did
Adam, I missed.
I
don't know why.
perhaps
so
may
upset
have
about that,
touched
man.
me.
How so?
In a ghostly specter form. Touched me, killed me. It was... I really don't remember much after that except when I woke up. Not being dead.
Did you say you shot him with an arrow?
Yeah.
Well, this evening's not turning out at all like I had expected.
Is still
Seems
a bad
we have
time
the
to not
upper hand
mention
now,
the bells?
doesn't it?
The bells were
Yeah,
kind of
Ableton.
important, I thought.
Bells.
The bells, the hunting of the specter, the...
Oh, I thought you were talking about different bells. Yeah, go ahead, mention the bells.
Dong, 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 dong. Monsters.
I was thinking the 3 bells.
Oh, okay.
Two rings?
No, not those bells.
I heard laughter.
Big bells.
Is this a joke?
No.
He's starting to look really worried. His confidence.
We
he had
contain
is
our
shaken.
fear through laughter. Please proceed.
If we don't laugh, we'll
Elmon
cry.
laughs a lot.
Is there anything else I need to know?
Well,
Yeah, the bells.
there was a period of time where Elmon was the focus of Morian's ire, as he stated. He sent, I believe you had called it a revenant, maybe.
Yep.
And,
Revenant. very
it sought him out on more than one occasion. We survived, fortunately, obviously, but it was a task to try to get him to stop, and eventually, yes, he did. He hasn't
What were those
come
gates
after us.
called that we had to destroy? The
Oh.
Did I not mention?
Someone go wake
I'm not
Puck.
there.
He seems to
Puck's
know.
there. Puck's not there.
I hear him fitfully tossing around there.
You mean to tell me you had the untouched one, Morian, actively hunting you?
Oh, it was
Yeah.
actually my first foray with this.
He starts pacing
Remarkable
around the
group.
conservatory back and forth. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad.
Don't shake your head at me, Puck.
No, it does not start with what you were saying.
That is the lot of what I know,
And have you met his queen?
Lacian Gates.
the Lacian Gates,
We
yes.
had to destroy a Lacian gate.
You've destroyed Lacian Gates?
Oh, only one.
Those are important to keep him protected.
Protected or captured?
Saved, locked in. Under no circumstances should you be destroying a Lacian gate.
Maybe it was a Requiem panel. I don't know.
Oh, we still have pieces of it, don't we?
We do, yes.
Somebody fetch Puck.
Would you like to see?
Gosh,
He's holding his head, just pacing back and
Gosh.
forth.
go fetch Puck.
I'll go get the.
But the chicken, sir!
No.
All right! He puts his apron down and goes running
Yes,
upstairs.
no, don't worry. I'll go fetch the panels that we found.
All right, you're going to go find some panels.
And wake Puck up. This is important.
Okay.
All right, you go up, you find Puck. Puck's draped on his back over the edge of his bed, snoring.
Oh, yeah.
And Avius
Tentacles
comes
for arms.
and gets straight over Puck face to face, nose to nose, and says, Puck.
He doesn't stir at all.
You're gonna have to use a lot more than that.
Puck!
at least something level 3.
I whisper in his ear, Puck.
He's not stirring.
Mm-mm.
I take my beard and I kind of tickle him a little bit. Puck. Tickle his feet. Puck.
Jeez. You need a mallet. What are you doing?
Hold on.
He actually has one hanging over his bed that's just
For emergency use only.
I use prestidigitation to create a loud thunderclap right next to his head.
All right.
Puck!
Boom!
What the? What? What are you doing, wizard?
Transforms into 3 things.
From the
I
movie
was
The Thing.
sleeping.
He's a tiger with octopus.
A bear,
tentacles.
octopus, yeah.
We have an important guest downstairs. It's important that you join us.
He's eating all our chicken.
Okay. Hopefully there's some crumpets left.
Well, maybe. I'll meet you down. And I go and retrieve the panels.
All right, you retrieve the panels. Puck, you, Avius, and the panels return to the conservatory where you see this old man pacing around, just looking distraught, like the color has left his face.
Who are you?
He says, "Oh, I'm Mr.
This is Mr. Hazelton.
Hazelton.
And in the first period, and now we're here. And Mr. Hazelton, this is Puck. Just Puck.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Puck." He doesn't look at you.
What's wrong? I mean, I probably don't have to ask this. I can guess, but what's wrong? What did Avius do?
There's
I'm a hero.
There's Latian gates, there's Morian, and there's a breach in the Banewarrens. This is not a good weekend.
You know about the Banewarrens?
Of course.
Like, how long? I feel like I've missed a lot.
There's much to catch you up on, but he grows increasingly concerned over Morian.
So you didn't wake me up when he first got here. Why are you waking me up now?
Are your spell slots full? Are they all empty? Are you good to go?
I'm good to go. Where are we going?
We're not sure yet, but
Show him the panels.
yes, here are the panels.
He looks at the panels and tosses them on the floor. These are useless. These don't help us at all.
What are they?
They're panels for some magical contraption.
Yes, very good.
Like a Latian gate?
No.
Oh,
Those aren't for the Lacing gates.
What?
They're
are they
teleportation
This is why we
panels.
woke you up.
Oh, they're
wait,
for
now,
the portals that we open.
Exactly. Listen to the goblin.
Yeah, listen to the goblin.
for? When did we encounter the Latian gate?
what are these vases that have crystals in them that Amariel has?
There are only 5 people here, and there are 9 conversations.
Mario has crystals
In vases?
around a Latian gate.
Probably.
Well, thank God you destroyed it, though.
What?
Contained it.
The Latian gate.
We didn't destroy the. What are you guys telling him?
I'm not a wizard. I just shoot arrows.
Oh, it's
destroy
not
the gate.
Morian. Okay, well.
Goblin, is the gate closed or open?
Closed.
So you destroyed it.
No.
It's active.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the vases?
Siphoning
It's
energy from it.
keeping the bad guy locked away.
Morian?
The bad guy, yeah, Morian.
I know his name.
He sits
Good job.
down and tries to catch his breath. Well, that's...
What did these guys tell? What did these jokesters tell you?
Mariel has vases too. What was that about? I'm growing increasingly
She's
suspicious
tapping
of the work we've done.
energy.
Over.
drawing power
From the gates.
I tried to tell you.
I can look into her, but we need to focus on the Banewarrens.
Yeah, where are they?
They're beneath the city.
They're underneath the spire.
No.
And they're breached, and we have to unbreach them.
Wait a minute. They're under the city. There's breaching going on. Don't we have orcs that are also running around under the city?
Yes, this was what.
But not just anything. And pulls out the satchel and wrestles this thing down around a giant red blinking thing.
Real.
These were found down there too. Is this not a concern?
Why do you have that?
Zip tie it. Sling it. This would not make things any easier, but a concern.
Are the Banewarrens breachable via natural means, such as a powder keg?
The Banewarrens are not breachable by anything.
Well,
But-
I believe that's false.
That would seem to, yeah.
So,
Otherwise-
we need to find out where we need to go. This is sounding very important, but I'm just a bard.
Yeah, point us in a direction.
This tavern Zith would not be out and about if they were, in fact, unbreachable.
And I would not be here if that were the case.
Does
You are
Hazelton
correct.
still have his portal hole open?
No, once he's done with his hole, he closes it.
Real takes a moment every time he just
Okay.
tries peering in there.
It appears to be a study with lots of other books
He's
beyond it.
very tempted to try and make his way.
So, where do we go from here, Mr. Hazelton?
I would suggest you do your best to find anything at all about the Banewarrens and the inconceivable breach.
You seem to know the most of all of us about the
But
Banewarrens.
we
so...
do know he's told us that there's this statue that is a
Yes!
Oh,
principal
yes,
point.
the statue.
So, that seems to be a good starting point, yes?
If you can find some more information and draw closer and let me know, and then I will join you and bring my book and we will try to figure this out together.
And we find you at the ghastly whistle, yes?
Well, you can pass on word. I will be in the guild hall, which is not possible for you to find, I'm afraid.
You might be surprised.
What's the place called? The gassy whistle?
The grumpy missile.
The grumpy missile.
It's a taco joint. The gassy,
The gassy whistle.
Ghostly minstrel.
Ghost
taco joint next to a train. The gassy whistle. Toot toot. The mascot's a train
Very well.
taco.
No time like the present if we're all rested and prepared.
Puck, unfortunately, is not.
Go back to sleep, Puck.
He did not get his rest and will need to start his rest again.
You sons of bitches.
He was like 2 minutes
Yeah, I know,
away.
just right there. Right
Well,
there.
we will, I guess in 8 hours, we will be ready to go.
Yeah, it's like midnight.
Go back
What
to
the
sleep,
hell am I
Puck.
going to do right now?
Go back to sleep.
You wake me up again, wizard.
They told me.
I'm
Elmon
gonna
told
no,
me to.
I'm going to pin you down.
I'm like behind
and
you,
I'm
it's
cutting.
shaking
I'll
my
cut
head
your
like,
beard
no, I
off.
never did that.
Don't you dare
Come
touch
away.
my
I will-
beard.
And don't
I
wake
will-
me up again.
I don't know why.
Come away, Master Goblin. I will play you a tune.
I told him
help you
not
sleep.
to.
Then I will bid you a good evening and hope to hear word soon.
Okay.
And he draws a square shape and cuts a portal into the sky, into the room.
You
And
hear that screeching metal sound
Yep.
again?
And says, good evening, and steps through, and it closes behind before any halflings can dive through. Real just slams into a chair on the other side. And it's the two of you go upstairs to get Puck all situated, and you walk past a just drenched in cooking supplies Yash holding a chicken, fully cooked. Just
Looks
like,
delicious, Yash.
just damn it. And he walks back away with it.
We'll take that chicken.
He gives it to you and walks away. It is morning. Puck, you have almost finished your rest when there is
Oh, no.
A rooster crow. Wake his ass.
there is a knock upon the door.
He doesn't wake up. He finishes his
door?
rest.
The,
Or the
front door of the manor.
Okay.
Avius
Elmon goes as well.
Yash is there standing by the door.
Avius yells, Yash!
This is still my job.
I'm right
yeah?
here, sir. I'll get the door.
Yes.
Elmon goes with him.
All right.
Avius walks out of his study, gets about halfway to the door, and then walks back in and puts his robe on, and comes back out.
All right. Yash opens up the door part way. It's a little cold, and he says, good morning. You're elves. And Elmon opens the door more.
The door.
You see two Iridthil guards dressed in their nice, shiny armor standing there, fully armored and armed. And one of them says, Master Yabael, your presence is requested at the sanctuary.
Very well. Let me gather my things. I will be right there.
Elmon, where's my toothbrush?
And they snap to side, looking at each other. I'll beam the door, waiting for you.
Elmon gets his stuff. And
All right.
Avius grabs his rod of heroin and bolts in line behind Elmon.
I'll be back. And closes the door.
All right. He leaves. You following or staying there? Or did you want to wake up Puck so we can join you?
You son of a bitch!
That's a good Puck voice.
That's a really good impression.
It's my plus 12 for intimidation or in imitation.
Oh, very well. Yes!
I'm right here,
Oh,
sir.
yes, do we have any chicken?
Nothing freshly cooked, sir.
I would fancy some chicken.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
And off he goes. Elmon, you follow the elven soldiers to Iridthil's home. There you can see there is constructions well underway to prepare the corner wall section and the street section. They're also working to take care of the street. They want to take care of the community.
Is anything that Olgrim could do, would that be beneficial to...
Don't touch elven stone.
It seems to be become such a different style.
Okay.
Ours are square. You use round ones. Who does that?
And you walk inside, and you are proudly not saluted, but every elf, whether it's a guard or a guest, snaps to and stands up at attention when you walk by, Elmon.
Okay. Like, awkwardly acknowledge that. All right.
About that time. They escort you inside, and there you see a gorgeous dining room area with chairs of thick wood that are spirally and beautiful. It smells amazing as always in here, and there is Glennerin Stormcaller and some of her advisors. And she says, Mr. Yabael, you
Ready?
grace us with your presence this morning.
A pleasure, as always.
Well, I had asked for you to come here to express our gratitude. The elves of the sanctuary are grateful to you and your henchmen for helping
Call henchman.
for helping protect.
Was it a fucking bank heist?
I like how you get Brooklyn when you get mad. What is this? Huh?
Oh, goddamn.
For helping protect the sanctuary. We are certainly in your debt, and we wanted to, if it has not been made clear so far, to announce it publicly that you are not a visitor or an outsider who has been given access to our beloved property, but an ally and a friend, and you and your associates are always welcome here and can consider our home yours as well.
I am honored by the honor.
Failed persuasion. The two older allies of her come up and do some elvish greeting thing of putting their hands on your shoulders and nodding and saying some kind words and welcome, brother. And it's different. The vibe has been you're this rough outsider elf. You still feel welcome, but not one of them. And their tone is different for sure. And she says, why don't you come with me if I can steal you away?
Of course.
All right. She takes you to outside. Again, there's two guest elves that stand up and nod with pride at you. And she takes you out past some trees towards a little grove type area. You've been in this area before and have in your courting. And she says, I'm still so very grateful, and I wanted to pass on my gratitude with a a visit to an old friend. And she goes over to the slightly raised stone circle. It's about 5 feet in width. And she gets down. She's in this gorgeous white dress that's pure white and amazing. She's getting down on her hands and knees amongst these leaves and just brushing these leaves out from this circle. You can see there's some old elven runes carved in them.
Okay.
And it takes her a while all by herself.
Yeah, will help. Just watch it from a distance.
Elmon comes with a leaf blower. And
yeah, no, I mean, I'll, if I feel like I can be of assistance, I will.
You're sighing as you're doing.
Manual labor. This is what I have henchmen for.
You son of a bitch.
once the leaves are cleared, she still is on her knees and touches one rune and then moves over and touches another, and they light up a light blue little color. And she smiles and winks at you, Elmon, and says, I'm far more than a leader of elves. I have a few tricks up my sleeves.
As I've long suspected.
She touches a third one and grabs your hand and stands up and pulls you up to her close.
Okay.
And she smiles, and the trees around you start to gain more leaves and get richer and darker in color. And behind them, there become more trees. And more trees and more trees, and you find yourself surrounded by trees. The compound, beautiful elven structure of Iridthil's home fades away magically, and you find yourself in a narrowish grove surrounded by the most dense trees you could ever imagine. Like you're surrounded by a huge wall of looming trees that hang heavy. There is light from above that barely comes into this grove, and there is a nice hut in the center, and you feel the air is different here.
Mm-hmm.
And you are absolutely no longer in the city of Tullus.
What is this place?
She says, you are safe here. This is a friend who would love to meet you and make your acquaintance. Come, it's all right. And she pulls you gently by your hand.
Mm-hmm. I'll go with her, obviously.
Cautiously?
No.
No?
I mean, I trust her.
All right.
Dare I say intimately.
All right. She takes you towards the hut. It's very well crafted, not of elven make though, but strong and well made. And there's a little smoke billowing out of a fireplace. She knocks gently upon the door and opens it. And you hear a voice say, "Is that you? Come in." And Glenarvan says, "Yes. We're here. Hope we're not bothering you." "No, come in. And you're inside this small little hut. There's some little stairs that go down. There's a warm fire. It's dark, but very, very, very cozy. And you see there's a middle-aged guy who looks like he's got some messed up legs.
Okay.
Through war or damage or something like that, and he's sitting in a cozy chair by the fire, and he says, "Oh, come in." And she motioned for you to close the door, and she takes a seat next to him.
Is there another seat there?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to acknowledge him with a bow, I suppose.
It is a human, and again, someone you've never seen before, obviously.
Sit down.
"You are the great Elmon, yes?"
I am Elmon Yabel, yes.
"I've heard you've done some good work for all the land, to be honest, and the city in particular, and more so our elven friends."
I've done what I can for Glenarn and the city.
You see he's got really worn hands. He's very down-to-earth, manual labor type guy. I also hear from our lovely friend that you helped protect the sanctuary.
My companions and I have, yes. We have done what we can to ensure its safety.
If it's not too brazen of me, why? Why do you do this? I hear tales of your life being risked over and over.
Jesus. At first, I cannot say exactly why, but over time, it's from a care and concern for Iridthil's home, for Glenarn.
Dear Lord.
And she says that.
That's my pet name for her. And more broadly, the city of Tullus, we feel not indebted, but my companions and I all wish to combat evil, and there's much wickedness out in the world today, and it seems to be centered in Tullus, so that's where we are now. And we fight against that. I feel it's a moral imperative that we do that.
Glenarn says, I have not shared it with Elmon, and turns to the man, but we, and even myself, had some visions over the last few weeks, dark visions of the city, a possible future where the city has been raised, where the city's heroes, and she looks a little long at you, Elmon, the city's heroes lie broken across it. We believe that dark times are now upon us.
I have many reasons to believe the same from what I have seen, from what my companions and I have battled against. Dark times are here. They are not coming. They are here.
He says, well, a request has been made of me by the lovely lady. And he smiles at her.
Say her name one more time.
And I, from my meeting with you, am obliged to agree. Can you help a man up here? And he holds out a hand to you, Elmon.
One will stand and
Yep, he's weak on his feet.
And give him a shoulder or an arm to walk on and try and, guide him or anticipate wherever he needs to go.
All right, you help guide him towards some stairs. Glenarn stays behind and enjoys the fire. And she does not look like she belongs at all in this place. You cast one last look at her as you go down these stairs, and he carefully goes down them with you helping. And you step down into a small but very, very dense workshop, and your jaw almost hits the floor as there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Ilnoran arrows all across this workshop.
And wipe the drool off of my lips there, my mouth.
And you see there's all sorts of bowing supplies and fletching supplies and amazing selections of wood stacked up in different areas for future work, and dust and old cutting tools, and a bench that he sits down at. Oh, thank you.
Of course.
He says, I hear you are quite the archer.
I have some small skill with the bow, yes, and I'm quite impressed with everything I see here. It's amazing. I could spend a long time just gazing around.
Well, why don't you certainly help yourself to a quiver? Your choice. And there are great-looking quivers loaded with plenty of Ilnoran arrows.
Like Raiders of the Lost Ark, like Last Crusade thing?
It's up to you. What do you want to go for? Want to grab the best, most thickest, bundlest quiver? Want to go meek and meager? Something else?
Well, give me some contextual clues here. What am I what are my choices?
There's those two different arrow types, and then you're also seeing another type of arrow that is silver tipped that's included in several of those. It appears to be the most rare of the arrows that you see.
How many of those are in a quiver? Like, how many of those would be?
Most of the quivers have none. A few have one or two. There's one that has three.
Like just three?
Three of those arrows.
And that's it? Nothing else in the quiver?
And then other arrows inside, yes. Sorry.
Yo, guys, like,
arrows.
come on.
There's a total of a score, so 20 arrows in total in most of the quivers.
Can I make an insight roll? I mean...
No, it's up to you.
Okay. I mean, I suppose I will pick one with, I guess, maybe two of the silver arrows.
All right. You grab one of those quivers and sling it over your shoulder.
I like look at him as I'm reaching out for it.
You chose poorly.
And he is not even looking at you. So you steal more. No, he is not even looking at you.
More quivers.
5 quivers.
Where's that bag when you need it?
He goes over to a case that needs to be stained and opens it up. My adventuring days have long been over, and our lady friend has requested that you have earned something of my creation here. And he holds forth a bow. It is not a beautiful bow, but you can tell that there is amazing Ilnoran craftsmanship behind it. This is not a gift from me to you, although I certainly can see you are a man of honor and skill. The elves are cashing in a favor owed for the excellent work and care you have shown them. So I gift you this, Elmon, and places the bow into your hands.
I'll take it like I don't know what's the word, reverently. Yeah.
All right.
This is a This is beyond my words, obviously. I'm undeserving of this honor from both you and the elves.
Then I take it back.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and looks close and says, "Then show us that you are worthy. Come, let's not keep her."
Who are you, good friend? Anyways.
You help him up the stairs. He says, "I am a Fletcher. My name is Ilnoran."
Oh.
Look, I'm surprised, concern.
Truly an honor to have met you.
You go upstairs and you guys have a little lunch. You get to chatting. He doesn't share too much more about himself, but you have a decent lunch before the two of you, Glennerin and yourself, leave. You take the same stone pedestal back, and the trees give way. The hut disappears. The compound reappears. And she gives you another kiss upon the cheek and says, "You are amazing, Elmon. And I know it's been a bit challenging coming here and some of the looks that you've been receiving, and you will never receive those from the elves here. You are one of us for certain."
I'm honored beyond measure.
And you see her father is over in one of the buildings and waving her on. And she says, well, come back again safely.
Give her an embrace.
All right.
Go on my way.
You go on your way.
Talk to me about this boat.
All right. You need to spend some time with it, a couple hours, but it might line up with Puck's rest. Would you like to know about what you have acquired?
Yes, I most definitely would.
You have acquired a quiver of arrows, and they are, let's see, 12 Ilnoran arrows that give +3 damage. You know that?
Well, the regular Ilnoran arrows are +1. There's Mastercrafts, which are +6.
So it's 12 regular Ilnoran arrows.
Okay.
And 6 Mastercraft Ilnoran arrows.
Okay.
And 2, you said, silver Mastercraft Ilnoran arrows. They deal +9 damage and give +1 to hit. And they are obviously silver and magical for any creatures that require those benefits.
+2 to hit, +9 damage?
+1 to hit, +9 to damage.
Wow. Okay.
You've spent some hours back in the manor. Elmon just locked himself away in his room. Don't bother me, for the love of God! And you have attuned this Ilnoran Driftwood Bow is its name. And I'm assuming you have a free slot of the 3 to attune the magic item? All right. You're like, nope, I'm loaded up.
Just going to hang it on my mantle.
All right, here are the stats on the Ilnoran Driftwood Bow. All arrows fired from this bow are considered magical. This bow has 3 charges that reset after a long rest. There are 3 special shots that will be described in a moment. It can fire. Each one uses 1 charge before an attack roll is made. And that can be used in conjunction with special arrows.
Okay.
And on any critical hit, you gain 1 charge. There are 3 different types of shots this Ilnoran Driftwood Bow can fire. One is an aimed shot. So again, you spend a charge, declare you're making an aimed shot. You can now make the attack with advantage. And if you want, you can use that cool sharpshooter feat with it that you have, that sharpshooter shot, but it takes 2 charges if you're going to do that. And you don't have to write all this down.
Okay.
Then another shot you can make is the Noisemaker shot. You can make a normal attack. If you hit, you also distract the enemy and use up their reaction or 1 legendary action if they're a massive, nasty creature.
Nice.
And finally, there is Staggering Shot. You can make a normal attack. If you hit, the target has the damage dealt by its own weapon attacks, which is melee, claws, and that stuff too, cut in half until the start of your next turn.
Okay.
And if you miss with either the Noisemaker or the Staggering Shot, will drop little tokens in those spaces, and if you get next to those tokens, you can spend a bonus action to pick them up so you can get those charges back.
Okay.
Which is pretty handy too.
Nice.
And that is the Ilnoran Driftwood Bow. It has no bonus to hit by itself.
Right.
Any questions about that?
If I hit with a critical on just a normal shot, it adds a charge.
Yes.
And that charge can go above 3?
Yes.
Okay.
To 5 maximum.
Okay.
Wow.
But it will reset back to 3 at the end of
long rest.
Long rest.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
So
It'd be an elf.
Yeah, it's around noon. Puck's been up for a while. Now you're waiting on Elmon, and he finally comes out of the room, and he's got this slick-looking bow, still kind of basic-looking, but also
it was
cool.
ugly. You specifically said
it's
it
in
was
between.
ugly.
Well, to Elmon, it's
I am the beholder.
Yeah, Elmon can appreciate the quality that it has.
Oh no, just
I tossed my old bow at Gannis and be like, here, you can have this piece of trash.
There's a blood of 1,000 lives on this.
No, I do tell Gannis that when he's able to draw this bow properly, he can have it.
Oh, all right.
But until then, it'll stay like on a hung up in my room.
Just above his reach, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
All right, so Rill, Puck, Elmon, and Avius, you guys are gathered in the main entry of your manor, and it's noon. What do you want to do?
Ash!
I'm right here, sir.
Do we have any chicken?
Yes.
Leave that poor man alone.
I anticipated, and he gets you a...
Pulls out a chicken.
Elmon's outside just shooting his bow. Yeah.
Burning through the charges.
I need a long rest again.
Yeah, I know. He goes back in. I got to sleep.
Should we go check out what you learned from that old man last night?
We should find this statue.
I know where it is.
All right. You guys then follow Elmon, who has a skip to his step, off towards this statue to find a possible breach in the Banewarrens, and we will stop there for tonight.